Good evening. My name is Richard. This is over and over and over again, and this is Paula, and we are looking forward to this big game, England against France World Cup quarter final. Wow, it is going to be a tense night. It's probably going to be a long night, but we're going to hopefully be able to enjoy it. All coming up the other side of this. Real Martinelli. It's now with Granit Xhaka. Is it going to be the third goal? It is the third goal. Granit Xhaka with it. That seals it. So, England versus France for a place in the World Cup semi-final. Of course, England reached the semi-final of the last World Cup, and France, of course, went all the way. The holders, England have never, ever beaten the holders at a World Cup before. So this could be a first in that on that side of things. And also, as well, we know who our semi-final opponents will be. It is Morocco, of course, who beat Portugal 1-0 earlier on this evening, and I'm pretty sure most people will be fairly happy with that. They've done well to get where they are, and they're a decent team. They're hard to break down, but given a choice, I think we would prefer to play Morocco than Portugal, as I'm sure France would as well. But that's not going to matter, is it? It's only one of these teams will play Morocco, and that's going to be the winner of this game tonight, England against the world champions France. So the England team then for this game, unsurprisingly, there are no changes from the win over Senegal the other night. So it's Jordan Pickford in goal, the back four, Kyle Walker, John Stones, Harry Maguire and Luke Shaw. Three in midfield, Jordan Henderson, Declan Rice and Jude Bellingham. And then three up front, Bukayo Saka and Phil Foden are either side of Harry Kane. So no real surprises there from England. It's just as we'd have expected it to be, the same team. And yeah, we've got some good players to bring off the bench if necessary. Raheem Sterling's back in the squad. He has returned. He's back on the bench. Marcus Rashford, of course, Jack Grealish, Conor Gallagher, James Maddison, all these great players are on the bench that we can bring on later on in the night should we need to. But knowing Gareth Southgate, he'll probably bring on Connor Cody and Eric Dyer. But anyway, we'll see how the game's going for France. And this is how they line up for this game. They've only got one player who plays in the French league in their starting 11, actually. So it's Hugo Lloris in goal. Of course, he plays for Tottenham. It's Jules Koundé, Rafael Varane, Dayot Upamecano and Theo Hernandez. That's their back four. In midfield, it's Aurélien Sakami. It is Adrien Rabiot and Osama Dembele. I know he's going to be further forward. And then it's Antoine Griezmann, Olivier Giroud and Kylian Mbappe, of course, who is the only player that does play in the French league in this French seat, of course, for PSG. So that is the French team, pretty much as we expected from them as well. So it's pretty much their strongest starting 11, isn't it? It's our pretty much strongest starting 11. So it's all set to be a really good game, a really tense game, a really difficult game for us, obviously. But I believe it's a winnable game. France are a good side. They've got some very good players and they're a very good team, but so are we. You can see that we've got a style of play that works for us. We've got some match-winning players as well. And I think in Jude Bellingham, we've probably got one of the players of the tournament as well. So, things are certainly in our favour. And I know we said it at the last World Cup when we reached the semi-final, we won't have a better chance of winning a World Cup. And we didn't manage to do it that time. But you've got to start looking at the teams that's left. Morocco are not one of the top teams in the world, are they? They're certainly beatable. Croatia, we know what they're like. Yeah, they're difficult to beat, but again, they're a team that we potentially, I would fancy our chances against an Argentina as well. They were a little bit fortunate in the end last night to beat Holland. So, this is a great chance. Whoever wins this game out of England and France are going to be favourites, aren't they, to win the World Cup? And there's no reason why that can't be us. There's no reason why we can't win this game. But my concern is still over Gareth Southgate. I think he's far too negative with his tactics. And it will concern me that we won't really go for it. I think we'll be much more conservative in the way that we set up. We'll be more worried about stopping them, which we have to do as well. But that's going to maybe take over. And I think if we go at France, I think we've got the attacking players to cause them problems and beat them. I don't think their defence is fantastic. They've not kept a clean sheet yet in the World Cup. and we've got goals in our team. We're the top scorers in the tournament, aren't we? So, Saka's on 3 goals. Phil Foden scored. Harry Kane got off the mark, didn't he, the other day? We've got Rashford, who's on the bench. He's got 3 goals. Grealish has got 1 already. So, we've got goals all over this team. And to me, that's our strength. So we need to play to our strength. That is to put their defence under pressure and try and go for it rather than sitting back and allowing them to come at us, which is what we tend to do in the big games. That's what we have done in the past. Certainly when we've gone in front, the last World Cup semi-final against Croatia, we scored early, didn't push on, sat back, invited pressure, conceded a goal in extra time. We lost in the final of the Euros, the same, scored early, sat back, invited pressure, conceded, and then lost on penalties. And that would be my concern. I don't want us to score early tonight on that base. I'd rather it stay 0-0 for a longer time, maybe take the lead in the second half, and then France will have to react to that because it's later on in the game. So, but we'll see what happens. I mean, we'll take it as it comes. If we score in the first minute again, we score in the first minute, it'd be brilliant. But that would be a worry for me. How we would react to that? I think we would just sit deeper and deeper and deeper the longer it goes on, invite pressure on, and we know the quality that France have got. Olivier Giroud, we know all about him. Top scorer in France history now, a brilliant player. Mbappe, of course, everyone talks about Mbappe. He's not the only player that we need to worry about. Griezmann as well, Dembele. They've got some great players, and we can't allow them to dictate the game. We can't. We've got to impose our game on them, and if we do that, I think we've got a great chance to win. Because I say we have got some good players as well. They'll be worried about our front line, won't they? Harry Kane's only got 1 goal at this World Cup. He's due to score more, isn't he? So they'll be worried about him. And yes, of course, we have to keep Mbappe quiet. Of course we do. And I'm sure we'll have a plan to do that. Let's hope it doesn't take up too much of our thinking, though, and that we're still concerned with our own game, trying to attack them and score goals, because we're probably not going to win on penalties, let's be honest. So we need to win in the 90 minutes or 120, don't we? Really, let's be honest. So, but anyway, let's see how it goes. If we play like we have done in the last game, certainly, last couple of games, we've played pretty well. We've looked solid and strong. We've got goals in us. So, yeah, play like that again, we'll have a hell of a chance. And don't worry too much about France. Let them worry about us. That's what we need to do, I think, tonight. And hopefully we might come out on top with another semi-final, a second World Cup semi-final in a row. Wow, that'll be pretty good, wouldn't it? With the Euros final in between, the women winning the Euros as well. It's been a pretty good few years, hasn't it, for English international football, actually. We've struggled for many years, haven't we, to do anything really on the international stage. And suddenly now we've got a men's team and a women's team that are competing regularly in tournaments, and it's good to see. And hopefully we can go on in tonight and get through this game. And I've just seen a couple of Arsenal shirts in the crowd, actually, which is nice. From the England end, obviously. And actually, there's a few French fans in there as well, so it's a bit mixed, a bit of a mixed sort of fans, really, which is good. That's what you want to see. You don't really need everyone to be separated here. It's not the 1970s. But yeah, it should be a really good game. What is going to be your score prediction?
As per normal. 2-1 England.
2-1 England. Well, I mean, 2-1 England.
Hopefully, I've got my lucky shirt on.
Yeah, lucky shirt. Yeah, I've got my lucky shirt on as well. So, yeah, I mean, I think we can win. I do. Will we win? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I'm gonna predict that we'll win. I think it may well be extra time, may well be needed, but I think we'll win. I will go. Actually, see, 2-1's a good score. I quite like that.
I'm hoping for more, but
I kind of quite. Yeah, I think the 2-1's probably. You look at all the other quarterfinals so far. 3 have got the penalties, and 1 was 1-0. So there's not been much to choose, has there?
No,
and there's not going to be much to choose in this game. It's going to be 1 goal either way, isn't it? Let's be honest. Or it's going to go to extra time and penalties. I'll have to go 2-1 as well to England, just because I can't see either of these two teams winning by more than 1 goal. And I think there'll be more than 1 goal in it. I don't think it's going to be 1-0. So yeah, actually no, I'll go 1-0 then. I'll go 1-0 just to be different. 1-0 to England, just to England, just to be different. But yeah, I think it is going to be really tight. It might be extra time. I say we might have to wait a long time for the goal, maybe. But it doesn't matter as long as we score, as long as we win. It doesn't matter if the goal's in the first minute or the 121st, does it? Let's be honest. As long as we get the goal and we win, but it is going to be a fascinating game. It's going to be really tense, I'm sure, as most England games are in the knockouts of tournaments. Generally, we generally don't do things very easily, do we? We quite often need extra time. We quite often end up with penalties. But who knows? This French team are beatable. I definitely think they are. Yes, they did lose a group game to Tunisia, but they'd already qualified and they changed all their teams. So I don't read too much into that particular result. We're unbeaten in the tournament so far. which is great. But we've kept a fairly steady, solid team, haven't we, all the way through? We're not making loads of changes, and you can see that consistency is important in tournaments. And too many teams, I think, make too many changes in some of the group games, and you lose your momentum a little bit. But France have done well. They've got through the quarter-final, the last 16. Anyway, it's the English national anthem now, which are they all going to be singing it? Because they didn't last time, did they? Obviously, good to see Saka in the side again. Deserves his place, of course. Brilliant goal he scored in the last game against Senegal. And let's see if he can maybe add to his 3 goals in the tournament. He's only 2 behind Mbappe, isn't he? So that'll be interesting to see. But yeah, let's hope Mbappe doesn't add to his total tonight. Because if he doesn't score, you've got to say we'll have a great chance of going through. And so Harry Kane, if he scores 1 goal tonight, he will become England's record goal scorer in knockout games in World Cups. So he's level currently with Gary Lineker. So 1 more goal for him will put him ahead. It'd be nice to get Gary Lineker off a record, won't it? Because he's got far too many. So, but Harry Kane, yeah, 1 goal either tonight or in the knockout of the next one. But he's level now with Gary Lineker for England goal in knockout stage of a World Cup. The French national anthem now, which of course we all know, quite a familiar tune, and they're all pretty much, most of them seem to be singing it. It's Olivier Giroud in the line up there. A record goal scorer now. Wow, who would have thought he would score more goals for France than Thierry Henry? Just incredible, really, isn't it? But he proved what a great player he is. And we were a little bit too keen to get rid of him, I think, Arsenal. But anyway, let's hope we can keep him quiet tonight. The good thing is that we know how to defend against Giroud. We know what his strengths are. We know what he can bring to the team. We know, hopefully, how to keep him quiet. But Mbappe's and Griezmann are maybe a different story, aren't they? They're the 2 threats for me, really. I mean, I'm sure Giroud, with the right service, will cause us problems. But Maguire and Stones, particularly Maguire, anything in the air, they've been dominant in this World Cup, actually. And that's what Giroud's strength is as well, isn't it? And he attacks that near post. So, but we'll know that. And I'm sure Gareth Southgate will have that sorted out. Anyway, that's the national anthems out of the way. The players are doing their handshake. And of course, it's on ITV, so you get adverts, pointless, just before the game starts. And we like to see a bit of that build-up before the game, don't we, with the handshakes and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, ITV would rather show us an advert, but there you go. So that's what they're doing. But yeah, so we know obviously Giroud's strengths, and I'm sure we'll be okay dealing with him. It's, I say, Griezmann and then Mbappe are the 2, and then Dembele to a certain degree as well. You know, he's got a lot of pace, and he's going to be a difficult customer for us as well. But I say let them worry more about our attack. You know, let them worry about, the Bukayo Saka, Harry Kane, Phil Foden, the quality that we've got there. Let them worry about that. And, midfield as well, Jude Bellingham, as I said, he's got to be one of the players of the tournament so far. He's been brilliant. And he's got the opportunity in this game to really show at the very, very top level exactly how good he is and exactly what he's all about. And, that could be crucial tonight. I feel as though their midfield isn't quite as strong as ours, actually. I think their attack may be slightly stronger, but certainly midfield isn't. And I think their defence can be got Upper Mancano. I know he's been spoken about of joining Premier League clubs in the past. I feel as though he can be got at. He's not the best at. A bit like Harry Kane, Harry Maguire. Sorry, he's big, strong lad, isn't he? But is he really good at dealing with pace in behind that we've got? I'm not sure. I think he can definitely be got at. So, I think the midfield could be crucial, and I think we're slightly stronger in that area. So that's why I think we can win this game, and that's why I'm going to say that we're going to win this game. But let's see how Gareth Southgate's approaches. That's going to be key, isn't it? If he's too defensive, if he's too scared, if he lets us sit back too much, then I think that could be a problem, because we need to impose our game on them. And if we do that, then I'll be really, really confident that we can win, because France are a good side, but they're certainly not unbeatable. They can be beaten, and we've got the players to do it. So let's hope that Gareth, let's hope that he kind of goes out there believing that we can win this game, and giving the players a belief that we can win this game. And then hopefully we will. We're just about to get going. France in their traditional home colours of dark blue shirts, white shorts and red socks. England in the home kit, of course, the white top with the blue kind of shoulders, and dark blue shorts and white socks. So both we are technically the home team actually in this game. They put us as a home team. This way the draws worked out. It's going to be France to kick off. They'll be attacking their goal to our left in the first half. This is the same stadium that we played our last game against Senegal in, so we know the surroundings. I think we played USA in this stadium as well, so we know the stadium is at an advantage. I'm not sure if France have played here, actually. They may have played one game here, but we've certainly played at least 2 of our previous games in this stadium, so we know the surroundings. We're half and underway. France kicked off. The ball played up this near side, looking for Mbappe, but Kyle Walker's in straight away. And that's going to be a key battle, isn't it? Walker, obviously, he's going to try to keep Mbappe quiet with, the pace that he's got. And he looks like he's just moved over now, Mbappe, to where John Stones is. So that could be quite interesting as well to see. He's going to obviously roam along that left-hand side, isn't he, and drift into the middle. But that's going to be the danger there. He's sort of in the centre-forward position at the minute. It is a throw to France over on that far side, which Dembele is going to take. In fact, he's thrown it back to Pickford. I'm not quite sure what happened there, actually. But anyway, Jordan Pickford's now got the ball. Terry's in the chat room, friend. He says, good evening, Richard and Mrs. B. Voguing in the background there. Just hiding underneath her.
Just
it's a
keeping
bit cold.
warm.
But anyway, hopefully the game will soon warm us up. It's bloody freezing anyway. But that's just winter, isn't it? It's unusual in the World Cup, isn't it, when it's freezing cold? Normally it's sunny and you're sitting in the garden enjoying it. But anyway, we're not tonight. And it's just England just starting the game as we've started most of them in the World Cup, just looking to try and get some possession at the back. And Declan Rice is currently with the ball. Plays out to the far side to Luke Shaw, England's left. Harry Maguire now. France seem not to be putting us under any real pressure on the ball at the moment. Harry Maguire's got plenty of time at walking pace, plays the ball up that far side again. It was headed on actually by Luke Shaw, but England have lost possession. And France now get the ball for the first time. That's a nice little ball actually pinged up to this near side, and suddenly France on at the counter attack. It's Hernandez. Now it's Mbappe. First time he's touched the ball in this game. Cuts in from this left hand side. He does well actually, keeps possession, gets it back off Hernandez. He's dropped a bit deeper now. We've got 2 players on him, but he still managed to thread the ball through to Rabiot. Goes back inside the centre circle. England defended that pretty well actually. After the looked as though Mbappe was going to cause us some problems there, but it was good defending. But France are still in possession over on that far side. They've started to settle into this game now. This is upper man. Carlo plays it to this near side again to Hernandez. This is nice. Rabiot plays a nice 1-2 there with Mbappe, gets it back. But again, England defended that pretty well and almost played it to Jordan Henderson up this near side, but it's just overhit a little bit. And it's got out for a throw to France on this near side. Hernandez takes it, plays it in.
Go on, Saka.
Midfield. Saka's won it. Saka's got to run on. Can Saka get a shot away? No, he finds Harry Kane instead on his near side. Kane knocks the ball in towards the far post. It's deflected actually, and is it going to go out for a throw? Harry Kane keeps it. It's good play from Saka there. Won the ball in the centre circle. Ran out that French defence. He kind of ran out of legs a little bit, I think, maybe, or ran out of confidence to carry on because he's got the pace. He should have maybe carried on going and got into the air and tried a shot. Instead, he passed it to Harry Kane on his near side, and his cross was blocked. England won the ball back again with Henderson, plays it into Foden. Nice turn away. Foden's shot's blocked by Conde. It was who blocked that shot there. Good play from Foden. Nice turn on into the box. It was.
Come on.
Foden again. This is good from England actually. This has been a good start. We played 3.5 minutes, but Griezmann's done well over on that far side actually. Won the ball back, and now. Again, France in possession. Upamecano just in front of the back four for France. Again, England aren't really pressing too high up the pitch at the moment, letting France have the ball. It's now with Raphael Varane, the Manchester United defender. I wonder if him and Harry Kane have been speaking about this game. There's a few Man United players, isn't there, in the England squad? Good tackle there from Harry Maguire. Actually, does really well there. Maguire brings the ball forward now for him. That was a great tackle. Dinks the ball over to that far side, looking for the runner, Phil Foden. Can he keep it in? He does. He keeps it in well there. Foden plays it back to Bellingham. A little bit of space for him. Plays it inside to Luke Shaw, who's closed down quickly by Griezmann, but he does well actually. He finds Jude Bellingham, who does well as well. We keep possession over on that far side. And England won a free kick, have they? The referee has given it. Yes, he has. He looked like he was going to give that free kick at first, but he decided he wants to give it, and he has now. It was a foul on Phil Foden over on that far side by Dembele.
Yeah,
it was a foul. He definitely clipped him. It was definitely a foul. So good decision by the referee. They've got a free kick over on the far side. It's about, a yard in from that far touchline. So Luke Shaw is going to take this. He's got a good delivery. It's about 10 yards outside the penalty area, but right over on that far side. This is a good opportunity, actually. If Luke Shaw can whip a good ball in, a dangerous cross into the box, this could be a moment for England to get an opportunity. We've played 5 minutes, and England have been the more threatening team, you have to say. We've started this game well on the front foot, was what we wanted to see. But we have got this free kick now, an opportunity to get this ball into the box. Declan Rice is in there. Harry Maguire's in there. Harry Kane, of course, as you'd expect. It is a decent ball towards a penalty spot. Headed out, though, by Dembele, I think it was. And, in fact, the referee's given a free kick. I think it was offside. There was an England player, so I don't know who it was actually there. It might well have been Declan Rice, actually, or Harry Maguire. In fact, no one was offside. We look at the replay. They've given it against Maguire, but I don't think he was. Anyway, didn't matter in the end because nothing came of it in any case. And it is a free kick which Hugo Lloris will take, the French captain, Tottenham goalkeeper. He's played over 100 times for his country, hasn't he? Experienced player. It's a good header there again by Harry Maguire, actually. Heads it forward, but it's going to run all the way through to Lloris again. This time he picks it up and jogs towards the penalty spot and rolls it out to the far side to Varane. Again, he's another one like Harry Maguire who struggled at club level, but certainly plays a lot better for his country, doesn't he? International football seems to suit both of them two, really. Anyway, Upamecano with that long ball forward, but Kyle Walker's underneath. It's not a good header, actually. Giroud picks it up, finds Mbappe on the edge of the box. Mbappe whips it back in.
Go on, get away.
Great cross, actually. Giroud trying to get on the end of it, but he couldn't. Good defending again from England, but France, look, they haven't come forward that much yet, but when they do look dangerous, it has to be said. But they've got a lot of quality players, so you'd expect them to. Luke Shaw does well there, actually, but it's going to be a throw to France. That was a good ball from Mbappe there. Again, England won the ball back high up the pitch. It was Foden, it was Foden. He done well there, and then Bellingham was closed down. It has gone out for a throw, though, to England. But that was a really good ball, that from Mbappe. The outside of his foot, curled it in towards the penalty spot. Giroud was in there, actually, and we know how dangerous he is, but between Stones and Maguire, they shut out that threat, and England did, again, deal with that pretty well. And you have to say we've looked pretty good so far. Henderson now in midfield, bringing the ball forward inside the centre circle, plays it out to the far side to Luke Shaw. It wasn't a great ball, but Shaw just knocks it back to Harry Maguire. Maguire plays it into Henderson again inside the centre circle, looks up, wants a forward run. Instead, he plays it out to that far side to Luke Shaw again. Luke Shaw's closed down by Dembele, but plays it back to Maguire. Looks for a long ball instead, plays it square to John Stones. Those two, I think they've had the most passes in the World Cup, but it's mostly just between themselves. They've done that in every single game, haven't they? Anyway, Harry Maguire does go longer this time, looking for the runner. Saka on this near side, but it's not going to reach him. Too long, yeah. It's got out for a goal kick. We need to try and get our wide players more in the game as it goes on. But it's certainly been a bright start from England. Really, really good. We're on the front foot. We've took the game to them. We've had almost an opportunity very early on. And we had a free kick as well, which was a dangerous ball in. So yeah, we've started well, and let's hope that we keep this up. But every time France do come forward, they are looking very dangerous. You have to say, and they want to try to get the ball to Mbappe as quickly as possible, don't they? And he's obviously the player that they want. So if we can keep him quiet, so far we've done pretty well. Then we'll have a chance, won't we? Bellingham there wins that header with Griezmann, but it is France that pick it up in midfield. And they've just got possession now with Varane. Just goes over halfway, plays out to that far side to Dembele. It's a good touch there from Dembele. Plays it into Griezmann, gets it back again. This is nice from France. Dembele's cross almost finds Giroud at the near post. He likes making them runs. But again, it was good defending from England. We have managed to get the ball clear. But again, it's still France in possession. With Rabiot, plays it back to Upamecano, plays it square to Varane. France enjoying a good spell of possession here. Out to that far side, then Bellingham. That's a good ball again to Griezmann. Trying to go past Bellingham. Good tackle from Bellingham. And it's going to be a corner to France. Good defending that was from Jude Bellingham. Griezmann trying to go around the outside of him, but Bellingham was having none of it. And it was a good tackle. It was a corner. Bellingham trying to say that it came off Griezmann, but it didn't. It was a corner. It is a corner over on that far side to France. First corner for France in this game, actually. Opportunity to get the ball in the box. They've got some height, haven't they? with Giroud, with Upperman-Kano. So let's see. The referee there was not very happy with a little bit of pushing inside that 6-yard box. He's still not very happy with it. Giroud, Upperman-Kano in there as well, looking to try to get on the end of this corner, which Griezmann's going to take from that far side. Anton Griezmann at the near post, good header away by Harry Kane. He defends that near post well, doesn't he? From set pieces, Harry Kane. He did it again there, and England now want to throw. Bukayo Saka doing well to win England that possession over on the far side. We've played 10 minutes. It is still England 0, France 0. Not really any opportunities yet.
It's intense though, wasn't it?
It's intense, yeah. It's intense.
Every time, I can feel the pressure sitting here.
Every time France come forward, you worry because they have got so much quality. Yeah, they have. But so far, we've defended well. Yeah, we need to try and get the ball forward a bit more. But I've been happy with how we've started the game. We've settled down pretty well. But France now over on that far side, this is where they're looking dangerous. With Griezmann finds Dembele. Those who have linked up well. It's a decent cross. Oh, it was a good header actually from Giroud. It was behind him. He diving header. It was a good header actually as well from Giroud. Luke Shaw struggling a bit over on that far side actually with Dembele and Griezmann. They are causing us more problems maybe than Mbappe at this point. Good cross it was. It was a good header from Giroud actually because it was a really difficult ball to control. But it went straight into the arms of Jordan Pickford. But that is where the danger is over on that far side so far. And Dembele is looking very, very dangerous and Griezmann as well. So we need to maybe watch that because that seems to be where we're just struggling slightly at this moment, but the ball's now back with Pickford.
Oh my God!
He almost let it run too far away from him. Allowed Griezmann to come in, but he did get there, and he has found Kyle Walker on his near side. Can come forward. He goes infield. Kyle Walker plays it square to Bellingham just inside the centre circle. Now he's over on that far side. Finds Luke Shaw, who's just been struggling a little bit defensively in the last couple of minutes. He maybe needs a little bit of help over there. Because he's got those two players to deal with, and they're both very, very good players. John Stones now in the centre circle, plays it short to Declan Rice. Now it goes to Luke Shaw on that far side, now in more attacking position for Luke Shaw. Plays the ball up the line. Not a great ball. Harry Kane's battling for it well, though, and almost England win possession back, but France do come away with it now with Griezmann finds Upperman-Kano striding forward. The big defender who plays for Bayern Munich plays out to that far side to Koundé, gets it back again from Dembele. France just looking a little bit more in control now. In the last 5 minutes or so, England have maybe, I wouldn't say necessarily dropped off, but France have just got a little bit more possession now. Terry says it early days, but that's the best I've seen England start a game so far. No, you're right, it's been a positive start, I agree. Terry says Giroud with his first effort on goal, he's still dangerous. Well, he is. He's always a brilliant player. He's a brilliant player. He always has been. And he still is. He's their record goal scorer, and he's going to be a threat. We know that, but I think he's a threat that we can deal with. I'm more worried about some of the other threats, Griezmann, Dembele, and Mbappe. We're struggling maybe to contain, but anyway, it is early days. But you know, we keep going. Let's see what happens. Griezmann again now. Got a little bit of space. Plays it square to Rabiot. Gets it back again. Griezmann finds Hernandez on this near side. Saka's only really had one touch of the ball so far. That's only one possession himself.
Go on there.
Declan Rice wins that ball now for Harry Kane. Harry Kane's gone past Upperman-Kano. He's on the edge of the penalty area. He needs some help. He's found Declan Rice again. Actually, Declan Rice did really well there. Won the ball back for England. And again, we get the ball forward though. There's not much support, is there? You know, we had Saka before. I didn't have a lot of support, and had to come square. Harry Kane again did well, but had no support. And it's almost like we're not going to commit enough players forward when we get the opportunity. When France come forward, they're throwing bodies in the box and they're getting people forward to support, whereas we aren't really doing that enough yet. And again, it's that kind of negative maybe style of Gareth Southgate. But you know, we're playing okay, so we're not going to moan too much about it yet. But just there, another opportunity there. Harry Kane needed some help. He needed some support. He needed someone to get up alongside him quicker, and nobody did. And in the end, the attack fizzled out. And I say that's the second time that's happened already in this game after 14 minutes. So it is something, maybe as the game goes on, it will open up a bit more. But anyway, we just need to take maybe one or two, just get one player from midfield. But that's a poor ball actually from Jordan Henderson. And it's Rabiot going all the way inside the England penalty. Finds Mbappe, thinks it to the far post. Dembele's coming in. Good play that time from Luke Shaw, actually. Tracked his man well. But England caused their own problems there,
That
giving
was
the ball
ridiculous,
away.
that,
Jordan
like.
Henderson, really poor pass,
That was
looking for
poor from
Bukayo
Saka.
Saka. It wasn't Saka's fault. It was a poor
No,
ball
it
to him.
was a poor ball.
And Rabiot it was there, found Mbappe, a lovely cross to the far post. But well done, Luke Shaw. He tracked Dembele well, he had to. And that was much better defending there from Luke Shaw. He did really, really well. And in the end, Dembele couldn't make anything of that. And it's gone behind for a goal kick to England. But yeah, poor pass that was from Henderson. Really, really poor. And that's the danger. We give the ball away in a dangerous area. France will punish us, and they nearly did then. They showed their quality there, didn't they? Moving the ball quickly, getting it forward quickly. And we can't afford to make too many mistakes like that in this game. Otherwise, it will definitely be made to pay. Yeah, but we got away with that. I want to say well done, Luke Shaw, because he's had a few problems early on in this game, but he did really, really well there. Great defending. Jordan Henderson now in possession, needs to play a better ball this time. In fact, he just decides to have a little run forward into the centre circle, finds Jude Bellingham back out to that far side, so Luke Shaw again. And England just doing what England do, which is just keep possession.
Sideways, backwards. Come on.
And Terry says there, well chased back by Saka. Yeah, Saka had to work hard to try to, help out defensively because it was a poor ball to him. Yeah. And that's the one thing England have done so far. We're working really hard off the ball, but just when we go forward like that, Declan Rice has done well again. Played it just near side. Kyle Walker, can he get across? And he finds Saka. Saka's put under pressure straight away there. And was he fouled? Referee says no. It looked like it was a foul. God. It was Upper Mancano, I think it was, with the challenge. It looked like a foul. Now he's found Mbappe on this near side. Kyle Walker's rushing to get back because he was caught high up the pitch. Upper Mancano gives it back again to Mbappe. He's done well, Mbappe. In the central position, plays out to that far side. So Dembele just inside the penalty area. Dembele goes back to Griezmann. Now it's into a shot comes in. Oh, it's a goal. It's a great goal. It was Tchouameni has scored. France are ahead 16 minutes. A great goal from 25 yards. That's a great shot, actually. And again, it's come from England losing the ball and a counter-attack. And France have punished us. And we said if we give the ball away too often, we could be punished. It maybe was an unlikely goal scorer, but it is a goal for France. And they do lead. And it's a shame because we've had a decent start. Terry says there, what a goal. Yeah, I mean, it was a brilliant goal, you have to say. He struck that from, 25 yards or more, low into the bottom corner. Jordan Pickford had no chance. I'm not even sure if he saw it.
Jesus.
It was a really, really good strike. The thing is, England will complain it was possibly a foul on Bukayo Saka at the very start of that move. But
fought it on too long.
France got the ball up the pitch, which is what they've done well. It was Griezmann, it was just laid it off. And then one touch, they gave his foot. Maybe Pickford should save that. He's quite close to him, actually. It's a good strike, a very good strike. But it is quite close to Pickford. His little arms couldn't quite get there. And it's gone in that corner. Actually, looking at the replay, maybe that's a bit harsh on Pickford. It was well struck in that bottom corner.
Full stretch.
He's gone full stretch. It was a great strike, you have to say. It's come through a player's legs as well, and Pickford couldn't quite get there. It's a good goal. England are behind. Not the start we wanted in this game at all, but there's plenty of time. That's one good thing. And we've seen the other quarterfinals. The team that scores first haven't always necessarily gone on and won.
Exactly.
So I'm not giving up hope yet. We've got plenty of time. We have been playing reasonably well, but what that does mean is now, while we're behind, we are going to maybe have to start at some stage taking a few more risks going forward, committing a few more bodies forward, and we know the danger that's going to be, as we've just seen, and we saw a few moments before that as well. So I still think that was possibly a foul on Saka by Upper Mancano, actually. It'd be interesting to see that again. It wasn't given, and then we've got to defend it better. But anyway, Saka is in possession now over on this near side and looking to come back into the game straight away. Kyle Walker gives it back to Saka again. They say you're vulnerable and you've just scored. Let's see if England can come back straight away. Saka's done well. Now he's definitely fouled this time.
Dear me, come on.
It was Rabiot there with the foul. He maybe was fouled for the goal, actually, the build up to the goal, but he definitely is fouled there. Now we've got this is a good opportunity, actually. We're about 5 yards outside the penalty area. The silly foul that actually from Rabiot. He didn't need to make that tackle. And it's a good advantage to England because I say it's a good free kick. It's just on this right hand side. It's about 10 yards outside the penalty, isn't it? Maybe a little bit less than that, actually, because the wall has gone back near the penalty spot. Luke Shaw fancies this. We need Kieran Trippier to come off the bench. He's good at a free kick. This is a good. It's about a similar sort of range actually from the goal against Croatia at the last World Cup he scored. And I don't know who's going to take this. Luke Shaw is over it. Henderson's over it. I think Luke Shaw with his left foot will probably fancy this over it, kicking it over the wall into that far corner. Jordan Henderson's over it as well. I say our best free kick taker's currently sitting on the bench, which is a little bit annoying. But anyway, let's see. Beckham in the stand, of course, he would have fancied this, wouldn't he, if he was playing? He scored a few free kicks for England, didn't he? Some important ones as well. Anyway, the referee's not quite happy with the wall. England have got Harry Kane and Harry Maguire in front of the wall as well as a shield. And if Luke Shaw gets this right, in fact, it might even be Henderson who's going to take it. Henderson runs over it. It is Luke Shaw over the wall, straight into the arms of Lloris. He got maybe too much bend on that. He went too straight in the end. Shane says there, Pickford should have got to that. See, I kind of thought that as well at first. When you see the replay, it is really well struck and it's got power. And I don't think he could quite get across quickly enough. But yeah, at first glance, look at it, I think he should have maybe got that. But I mean, it was a great strike, let's be honest. It was a really good strike. But yeah, he perhaps could have done a bit better, actually. Terry says there, this is where you need a super Gem Beatty to bring on. Well, we need a super striker to bring on. But anyway, maybe if she'd been on the pitch, we wouldn't have conceded that goal, you see. Maybe that's what we needed. But she's Scottish, unfortunately. Anyway, Harry Maguire now in possession for England, losing by 1-0. That great strike, 5 minutes or so ago. But the good news is there's plenty of time left in this game.
Oh yeah.
And we've been playing reasonably well. So I'm not too worried yet at this point. My 1-0 is not going to come true, though, is it?
No, yours is gone.
Nick Nack says there, one of the goals of the tournament. It is one of the goals of the tournament. I agree. Really well struck shot it was. I suppose when a goalkeeper's beating from that distance, you maybe feel they could have done better, but it was a great strike. Anyway, Saka now in possession on this near side for England, plays the ball into Harry Kane. Harry Kane's turned away. Lloris is out. Good save. Henderson puts it back in. It's still there to be heading.
Oh, come on.
Couldn't get there at the far post. Oh, that was good play though from England. We've won a throw over on. There's a good goalkeeper actually from Lloris. You have to say Harry Kane was in. Really good turn from Harry Kane inside the box actually. Really good play. And he was in on goal. Lloris came out quickly. Of course, he'll know Harry Kane well from their years together at Tottenham, won't he? But he was out quickly. It was a good save. And then when Henderson put the cross back in, Lloris was out of his goal. He just needed someone to win the header and knock it into the empty net. Bellingham was there, but France managed to deal with that. But that was much better from England. Nick Nack says there, we're causing them problems, though. That's what we want to see. No, exactly. Yeah, you're right. We are causing them problems. Yeah. And we just cause them a big problem now. And since the goal, actually, we've had two best moments going forward. So that's a good sign. And I say there's lots of time left. Let's not panic yet. Let's keep ourselves in the game and we will create some chances. Of course we will, because we've got real quality, haven't we? Anyway, Harry Maguire now for England, looking to get the ball forward, dinks it over the top, over on that far side, looking for Phil Foden. He's not really been in the game, has he, since those first couple of minutes, actually, Phil Foden. In fact, I don't think he's touched the ball for about 15 minutes. Anyway, France now back in possession. It's Hernandez on this near side. They do move the ball very quickly, don't they, France? Good defending from Kyle Walker. Now Jude Bellingham picks the ball up, finds Jordan Henderson. But again, he takes too long and France win it back. It's going to be a throw to England on this near side. But that was a big chance out for Harry Kane. The ball came to him. Well, what a turn that was. Away, I say Upper Mancano is dodgy for me, and he got past him a bit too easy there, Harry Kane. He tried to dink it over at Lloris. Yeah. That is a good save, actually. But Harry Kane, you would maybe bank on him putting that in, actually, from that position. As the goalie's come out, he didn't get enough lift on it. If he'd managed to lift that a little bit more, it would have gone over Lloris. He'd already gone down. It was a good chance, but it was a good save. You have to give the keeper credit, but you know, Harry Kane's usually deadly in those situations. I'm sure he stuck a few past Lloris in training at Tottenham before, but not tonight when it mattered, unfortunately. But again, we've caused them some problems, as we said just then. And if we continue to do that, we'll have a great chance of getting the goal, won't we, to get ourselves level again. But the dangers you can see when France get the ball, they're moving. Yeah, they're moving the ball so quickly. Nick Nack says there's slight pull on Kane's shirt there in the box. Yeah, well, usually any little contact he goes down, so maybe he didn't feel it because you know what he's like. Anyway, Harry Kane's done well again. Plays the ball through to Bellingham. Oh, he tried to flick it back to Harry Kane. Maybe thought he was fouled a little bit there, but anyway, The ball went through to Lloris, who's cleared it away. But certainly England are putting the pressure on now.
Yeah, come on.
We've certainly the better team in terms of possession of the ball, getting it forward since the goal. But France now, they've got the lead, are quite happy to sit back and try and catch us on the counter-attack. Saka keeps it in on this near side. And then there's again in possession for France, closed down by Saka. Harry Kane's won the ball back off Upamecano. Surely that's a foul. Is it? The referee says no.
Oh, for God's sake.
That looked like it could have been a penalty there. I've said Upamecano's a bit slow when people are running at him. He's been caught out twice now by Harry Kane. That looked like a foul. Let's see it again. He did. He's pushed his head back. That's a foul. What's VAR doing here? That's got to be a penalty. He's got past him and he's not got the ball. That's a foul. That's a penalty all day long. I mean, Harry Kane's gone down quite easily as he tends to do. Surely that's got to be VAR. It's got to be. Yeah, they are checking. It's got to be a penalty. It's got to be. It's got to be a penalty. That has to be. It's a foul. I think he needs to go and check the screen, the ref. That is surely a penalty. Upamecano has been dodgy and he's got caught out there. Harry Kane got the wrong side of him, got in the box and he's fouled him. And Harry Kane knows it's a penalty. Everybody knows it's a penalty. Let him go and check the screen and he'll give it, because how could he not give it? It's a clear penalty. And Terry says there, daily diving coming up and see. Well, that one wasn't actually a dive. He was actually fouled. That should be a penalty. If there isn't a penalty, then this game's corrupt, because that's a foul. It's a definite foul, and I don't know why they're taking so long. It's quite clear. They've not given it. Oh my God, they have not given it. That is an absolute joke. How can they not give that as a penalty, having checked it by VAR? How is that not a penalty? That just makes no sense. That is ridiculous. This is what VAR is meant to be for. You know, VAR generally is crap, but it's meant to be there for these things. The referee doesn't see it. VAR is there to put that right. And VAR have seen that. Why hasn't the ref been called over to look at that? You'd clearly see it. Nick Nack says there, we've seen some VAR overruled penalties much softer than that one. I agree. That's the clearest penalty you'll see. He's fouled him. 100% fouled him. He didn't get nothing on the ball. He's gone through the back of him and he's caught him. It's a penalty. And how VAR haven't given that, the only thing you can think of is corruption. It's the only possible explanation, because it's a foul. Ridiculous decision. And that's the big moment in this game. Opportunity, you know, Harry Kane would have took that penalty. You know, yes, Lloris knows where he puts them because they train together, but you back your money on him scoring. And then we're level, and it changes the game.
That's just shocking.
It's a penalty. It's not even the discussion. Why they took so long? Obviously, they were clearly looking to find a reason not to give it, because he's caught him. He didn't get nothing on the ball, and he's fouled him. I mean, what more obvious decision can you get? Absolutely ridiculous. And I'm surprised England haven't made more complaints about it, really. Because England have just got on with it as though it's nothing. You know, you've seen other teams in this World Cup, Argentina, Portugal, you know, surrounding the referees. I'm not saying that you should necessarily do that, but when they've made an obvious mistake like that, you've got to make that your feelings clear about it, because otherwise they'll do the same again. And that's ridiculous. Terry says there, Daly's reputation came before him. Well, no, maybe it does, but that's not the point, is it? That's what VAR is there for. VAR can decide, is that a dive, is it a foul? And that was clearly a foul. And his reputation should have nothing to do with it. You know, it doesn't matter, does it? If you're fouled, you're fouled. And, you know, he's fouled, he's gone down, and it's a penalty. But it hasn't been given. Anyway, England still coming forward on this near side with Saka. That throw wasn't that great. I was looking for Harry Kane. But he's won the ball back. Saka. Go on, Saka, have a shot. He's on the edge of the box. Oh, again, he took too long to maybe decide. Henderson tried to play it back to Saka. Why didn't he shoot?
Come on.
That's twice now he's had an opportunity on the edge of the box, Saka, and he just lacked confidence. But Declan Rice now finds Harry Kane. He'll shoot. Surely he does. It's deflected. Good save from Lloris. England are getting on top now, playing well, and we've got a corner.
Come on.
Maybe we'll get revenge for that penalty anyway. Actually, it was a deflection on that shot. So India makes it an even better save from Lloris, actually. Anyway, England have got a corner on this near side, which Phil Foden is going to in-swing with that left foot. Is this a moment?
Come on.
For England? We deserve to be level. We do deserve it. After that penalty, which wasn't given, we definitely deserve it. Anyway, it's a corner now. The referee, again, not very happy with pushing in the area, but he didn't seem to mind a foul. Nick Nat says, a very good save. Thought that might have been heading in. Yeah, it got deflected, which made it a better save because they're always harder for a goalkeeper because they've just got to readjust, haven't they? Anyway, we're still waiting for this corner, which Foden's going to take. The referee's happy now. Foden takes it in towards the near post. Oh, it's in the 6-yard box. France don't get it out. It's bobbling around. Oh, some panicky defending in the end, but they do manage to scramble the ball clear. You feel you do sense a goal's coming for England.
Come on, England.
We're playing well now. Henderson on this near side finds Jude Bellingham. Have definitely got their tails up.
To be equal here. Come on.
We're playing in at the French half, and we have been since they scored. Actually, this is really good from England.
Come on, just get.
Jude Bellingham again plays it to this near side to Henderson. Saka's gone ahead of him, but Henderson comes back instead. But this is good from England. We're really putting that pressure on. John's in the chat here, my friend. He says, "Good evening, Richard, Mrs. B. How's it looking for England?" Well, to be honest with you, we're playing well. We're losing. We should have had a penalty about 2 minutes ago that wasn't given by VAR. Harry Kane was fouled. In fact, their goal could have been a foul on Saka in the build-up. That wasn't given. And England going to win a corner, are they? Or is it a goal kick? It is a corner, yeah. Oh, he's given a goal kick. Dear me. Saka's explaining to him that he didn't touch that ball. He didn't. Anyway,
we're not getting any.
It's given as a goal kick. They're just showing the goal again. I mean, it was a great strike. You have to say, 108 kilometres per hour that ball was struck at its fastest. But anyway, was that a foul in the build-up? So, see, he did get a touch on the ball, Upper Mancano. He's gone around the back of him. He's quite a clumsy defender, and. Yeah, looking at the replay, it probably wasn't a foul. He did get the ball, so maybe that was fair enough. But the penalty, there was no doubt that was the clearest penalty you're going to see, and it wasn't given, which is ridiculous. Anyway, England are playing well. We've played 31 minutes. It is England 0, France 1, but you have to say England have been the better team for the most part of this first half. But it's France with the goal, and England will feel unfortunate to be behind. John says there, just in from work, England to win 2-1 maybe. Well, yeah, we sort of predicted 2-1.
That's what I said.
Yeah, before the game. But we'll take a 2-1. We certainly don't deserve to be behind.
No.
But unfortunately, that's the way it is. And France have just conceded a free kick there. It was Rabiot with a foul on Harry Kane. He went through the back of him there. So if that's a foul there, he's given a free kick, then the penalty is a penalty. You know what I mean? Exactly the same, really. In fact, the penalty was a worse challenge because he's come through the side of him. Anyway, Shane says England well on top. Why didn't they have confidence to start like this? Hope you win it. Well, I think we started pretty well. Yeah, we did. And I think maybe the goal has just maybe changed our mindset a little bit now because we've got to score now, haven't we? Let's be honest. We have to find a goal from somewhere. And we've certainly upped the tempo since we went behind. And it's good to see, yeah, but if we started like that, who knows? Oh, we've just given the ball away again. Bellingham's given it straight to Mbappe. And he's very difficult to get the ball off, isn't he? But Kyle Walker does really well, actually. Good defending there. Finds Bukayo Saka, and then Bukayo Saka's fouled by Griezmann. They've certainly been targeting Saka. Every time he gets the ball, he's got 2 or 3 players around him. And he's getting fouled. They're not giving him an opportunity to get in the game.
Left, right, and centre, yeah.
He is, yeah. Nick Nat says the goal has changed the way the French are playing. No, you're right, it has. Yeah, they're quite happy to sit back now. Let us have the ball, and they're going to try to play on a counter-attack. That's what they're looking at to do. Yeah, definitely. John says was the penalty a penalty for France? Or no, France didn't get a penalty. England should have had a penalty that wasn't given. Harry Kane was fouled. France's goal was just a good strike from 25 yards into the bottom corner.
Come on.
But England should have had a penalty. Harry Kane was fouled in the box.
Come on, Saka.
And it wasn't given. Even VAR didn't give it. I don't know why. Anyway, Saka again on this near side for England. Does well. Saka, just inside the... He's fouled again on the edge of the box. The referee's not given that either. That was a clear foul. He come across the front of him. And now France on the counter-attack with Giroud.
We're not going to get nailed off this West.
No, we're not. The referee, he's even worse than that referee in the Argentina-Holland game who just wanted Argentina to win. This referee is definitely wanting France to win. Nick Nack says that was a blatant foul. It was. It's the second blatant foul that he's not given. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, France coming forward now. Hernandez on this near side. Plays it back to Kylian Mbappe. He's not really done an awful lot yet. He's put a couple of decent crosses into the box, but that's it really. But Anyway, he wasn't really involved in the goal, was he? John says, refs are homer. Well, I don't know about a homer. Neither team's a homer, are they? But he's definitely French. There's no doubt about that tonight.
What nationality
He's definitely got money on France to win, hasn't he? Anyway, Griezmann over on that far side. Good play from Jude Bellingham. Takes the ball off him and then plays it long up that far side. Not a great ball, though. And it's quite comfortable there for Varane. This is the first time France have really had possession of the ball since they scored. We've played nearly 35 minutes. And it's been a good spell from England. But again, we haven't managed to get the goal despite, well, we should have got the penalty. But anyway, France coming forward again.
Tell you what, Declan Rice, he's having a good game. Really good game, yeah.
He's won another tackle there, Declan Rice.
He's won loads. He's actually...
Yeah, he's playing well, Declan Rice. It's because he wants to move. He wants to leave West Ham, that's why. So he wants teams to come and look at him and buy him. Anyway, France coming forward over on the far side again. Good play to Griezmann from Dembele. Griezmann switches it to this near side, looking for Hernandez, who gets it well. Good touch on his chest, but Saka's there. Good defending from Saka. But he's going to be a throw to France. They've definitely been targeted. They've definitely picked out Saka as the danger man. Every time he gets the ball, they're looking to kick him. And that did look a foul just before. I haven't seen a replay of that yet, actually. It'd be interesting to see whether or not that was a foul, because it certainly looked like it was. Just on the edge of the France penalty. It would have been a good free kick opportunity for England, actually. But it wasn't given, and France had a counter-attack, which could have led to a chance for them, but it didn't. And the ball's now gone back to Hugo Lloris, just outside the French penalty area. Kicks it in to the England half. Good play from Harry Maguire there. Just gets in front of... It was Harry Maguire, just in front of Giroud. And see, he gives England free kicks in non-dangerous areas of the pitch, the referee. He's very clever. But anywhere near the goal, he doesn't want to give us anything. Anyway, we have got that free kick just inside the French half. Jude Bellingham takes it quickly, finds Luke Shaw, gives it to Rice. Now it's with John Stones, plays it out to Harry Maguire. Again, France aren't pressing Harry Maguire inside England's half at all. In fact, everybody for the French team is inside their own half. Maguire just goes square to Jordan Henderson, back to John Stones inside the centre circle. England, a little bit more movement ahead of them, you think, because we can't see what's up that end of the pitch, but it's looking as though there's a lack of movement the way that we're keeping the ball. Anyway, Luke Shaw now goes long up that far side, looking for the run of Jude Bellingham, but France do deal with that. Varane goes long towards halfway, Mbappe misses it, and Kyle Walker should clear that up and plays it back to Jordan Pickford. John says there, that ref in the Netherlands-Argentina game was shocking. He was more of a showman and defo pro-Argentina, yet Messi was critical of him. Well, yeah, Martinez was critical of him as well, and he gave literally Argentina everything in that game, didn't he? So, yeah, I was quite surprised at some of the comments, but he was dreadful, yeah. He was this ref tonight don't seem much better, actually. I think there was 16 yellow cards in that game yesterday, 2 in the penalty shootout. I mean, ridiculous. Really? I mean, really? I don't know what that was all about. Anyway, he was terrible, that ref, but this ref tonight is no better so far. And it is a throw now to France on this near side where we played 37 minutes. So we're coming down towards half time. And it's been a decent first half performance from England, actually, but we found ourselves behind. That shot there did go through Jude Bellingham's legs, which maybe made it a little bit more difficult. It was curling away from Pickford, and he was, an inch away from getting his hand to it. Yeah, maybe longer arms, he might have saved that, but yeah, he can't help his arms, can he? But anyway, it was a good strike, but that's the only difference. Terry says, yeah, you should stick to making pizza ads. Defo Southgate's 40. Well, maybe. Let's see. I mean,
they'll get that.
We've played well in this game so far. We've been a bit unfortunate. Henderson there conceded a foul on Mbappe, I think it was. It was Mbappe. And of course, the ref's going to give that because the France player's gone down. And that's the rules of the game. You know, it isn't FIFA in their headquarters in France. So it's obvious they're going to want France to win. Anyway, it's a free kick now. It's midway inside the England half. The last thing we need to do is concede a second goal before half time because that would make life really, really difficult. Anyway, it's going to be Antoine Griezmann with this free kick. He's going to put it in to the penalty. No, he's not. He goes short instead. Now it's played in towards the air. We saw a clever free kick from Holland. This is a slightly different free kick. It comes back to Mbappe from 12 yards, fires over the top into the England fans behind that goal. He looks disappointed. I think he knows that was a chance for France. A clever free kick, actually. It wasn't played into the box by Griezmann. He played it short, and it was played up. It clipped up to the near side to Hernandez. He pulled it back towards the penalty spot, and Mbappe swung his foot out. It's gone high over the bar, and is going to be a goal kick to England. But that was a slightly different free kick. Wasn't expecting that. And I say that Holland one yesterday, maybe he's given people some ideas to maybe try some different free kicks, because that was a great one yesterday, wasn't it? That brought Holland the equaliser very late in the game. And that was certainly an exciting game last night, wasn't it? Let's hope this one has got an exciting finish to come as well. Saka now on this near side. We're into the last 5.5 minutes of the first half. Saka's got two players around him again. Plays it square to Foden. Not really had much. He hasn't had many touches of the ball in his first half. Foden. He's on the ball now. Finds Henderson on this near side. Gets it back again. Phil Foden gives it back to Henderson. A little bit of space now. Henderson put a cross in. He gives it back to Foden again. Yeah, there's not many players in the box. That's a good run though from Bellingham. Gets in behind. He's inside the penalty area.
Come on.
He does well. That's a good ball back to Saka on his left foot. Thinks it towards the far post. Harry Kane's there, the header. Tries to head it back towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Cleared away by France. But again, England are doing quite well here. Good possession and good attack that was. But now we're going to get caught out here. John Stones does well actually under pressure there from Dembele. Dembele fouls him. And it's going to be a free kick to England again inside our own half. So he's quite happy to give it to us there, isn't he? But yeah, that was another decent attack there from England. Saka put the cross into the far post. Harry Kane, he was too wide to score, so he tried to head it back across the 6-yard box. But in the end, Bellingham couldn't quite get there, and it was cleared away by France. But again, that's good from England. We've played well in this first half. It's been a decent performance, but we need to find a goal from somewhere, and that's been the problem so far. Anyway, Foden, a little bit of space where the ball just runs away from him, actually. And now France on the counter-attack. We know how dangerous they are. Griezmann now inside the centre circle, plays it out to that far side. To Koundé coming forward, finds Dembele, who's looked lively for France, actually, over on that far side. Plays the ball square in to Rabiot. Now it's with Mbappe, just lays it off. France now just maybe looking to see out this these last few minutes, this first half. I mean, if we go 1-0 down, it wouldn't be a disaster. But anyway, France coming forward again, looking for that second goal. Dembele's cross blocked by Jude Bellingham. He's done well. He's going to be a throw though to France over on that far side in line with the England penalty area. Dembele in possession again. He's definitely been a threat, hasn't he, the Barcelona man. Ball now played to this near side, looking for Hernandez, who's got forward well from left back. Plays it back to Rabiot. Into Mbappe, tries to turn John Stones. Good defending from John Stones again, actually. Strong there. Mbappe claims he was pushed, but they can't really complain too much about not being given anything, can they, France? Let's be honest. And it was good defending from John Stones. Strong. Didn't allow Mbappe to spin him. Anyway, Kyle Walker now comes forward. Good play from Walker. He's passed two challenges. Then he was clipped by Griezmann. It's a yellow card for Antoine Griezmann for that foul there. A bit cynical it was from Griezmann because Walker was getting away. Yes, it was in a safe area of the pitch on halfway, but he knew Walker was away. He's come across him, clipped him. Cynical foul. Definitely a yellow card. And that's been given. And Griezmann, it is the first yellow card of the game. 3 minutes before half time. Can England find a goal before the break to get level, which we deserve, really? But anyway, John Stones now inside the centre circle, plays it out to Harry Maguire. And Terry says, wow, France yellow card. Oh, yeah, he needs to, he doesn't want to make it too obvious how biased he is, because refs can't do that, can they? So they've got to give England, he's given us lots of safe free kicks, isn't he? Anyway, we're coming forward now. Declan Rice. Declan Rice has done well, actually. He's done really well. A good tackle, actually, there from Dembele. And suddenly now France have got a counter-attack. Dembele again. He's had a good first half, actually, for France. He's maybe been their biggest threat. He's on the ball again. He's done really well, actually, Dembele. But England have held him up now and taken the sting out of that attack. And now we can just regroup. But France are in possession over on that far side with Koundé plays it inside. And now it's back again with Raphael Varane. But France still in possession over on that far side. But that's gone out. It's going to be a throw to England. We're nearly coming up to the final minute of the first half. There probably won't be that much stoppage time, actually, because it's been quite a flowing game. No trainers have been on. There hasn't been too many stops. So we may get a minute or so. But can England get a goal just before half-time. What a great time to score that would be.
Yeah, it would.
Declan Rice finds Bellingham. Now it's with Luke Shaw over on that far side. He's got Phil Foden just inside. And then Bellingham's going to run outside. Good play, good run again from Jude Bellingham in possession over on that far side. Does well. Can he get a cross in? He does get a cross in. A low cross. It's well dealt with by Varane at the near post. But France do clear that away. Nobody really made a run to attack it, but it was good defensive play from Varane. He just covered the area that he needed to be in that near post and just managed to get it away. And now France can come forward again with Hernandez on this near side, who's played well. England again have won the ball, but that was Henderson that time. And Harry Kane there, was that a foul on him by Upamecano again? It's going to be a throw, actually. He's not giving it as a foul. He probably did win the ball that time, but he certainly didn't the previous occasion inside the box. Anyway, England in possession again. We're coming up to the very end of this first half. Let's see how much stoppage time there'll be. I'm thinking a minute, because there hasn't really been any stoppages, has there? But we're about to find out. 4 minutes. Where have they got 4 minutes from? Well, we'll take it because it gives us a little bit more time to get the goal, I suppose. But I don't know quite where they've got 4 minutes from. Because I suppose the VAR check maybe. Because perhaps a VAR check, because it did take. It took longer to do that VAR check than it needed to, didn't it? Really. But anyway, especially as they come up with a wrong decision. But anyway, we've still got a bit more time left in this first half. Bukayo Saka now on his near side. He's got Henderson going outside him. He needs a bit more support though, Saka. He's got nowhere to go. That's a good ball though inside too. Kyle Walker tries to play in, look for a 1-2 of Harry Kane. It comes back out to Saka again. They're certainly stopping him from getting around the outside, aren't they? They're defending well against Saka, actually, France. Now it's Harry Maguire. Is he going to open up in front of him? He thought about a shot, played it into Saka again. Nice play from Saka. A lovely turn. Couldn't quite find his way through. There was just too many players in front of him there. But it was good play from Saka. But now France on the counter-attack with Mbappe on this near side. Jude Bellingham's across there. And Saka tried to run back in. Referee says play on because France keep possession. It probably was a foul by Saka, actually. But anyway, France in possession with Griezmann over on that far side. Plays it back again to Dembele. Now it's with Varane. We've played a minute and a half of the 4 of stoppage time. Looks like France are just going to maybe try and play this out for half time. And I'm sure they'll be delighted to still be in front because England have certainly had moments. And Lloris has made 2 good saves in this first half. He's actually made more saves than Jordan Pickford. He's made 2 good saves, Lloris, in this first half. So, yeah, and England should have had a penalty. So, yeah, we're quite unfortunate to be losing. But anyway, we are. And we need to find a way to get back in this game. But France just keeping possession now. We've played 2 minutes of the 4. And that's a long ball played forward, which is just going to run out of play for a goal kick to England.
Wait,
Pickford is going to take this. Plays it short to Harry Maguire, over on that far side, just bringing the ball forward. We've still got time in this first half to create one more opportunity, perhaps, to get ourselves level. But time is certainly against us now. John Stones plays out this near side, finds Bukayo Saka. Again, he's got a couple of players around him. He does well. Saka plays it back to Stones. Bringing the ball forward now, John Stones, and then plays out to that far side. Luke Shaw gets it back to Declan Rice. Dinks the ball over the top. That's a good ball again, looking for Shaw. In fact, it's come off the head of the French defender. It is going to be a corner. It was Koundé there with a header with his kind of strange hair. It is going to be a corner to England on that far side. This could well be the last opportunity for England in this first half. We've played 3 minutes of stoppage time. So into the final minute now. And this is a good opportunity for England to try and get the goal just before half time. We've got Maguire in there, Kane in there, John Stones in there. It's going to be Phil Foden with this corner from the far side. So it's going to be an outswinger. England are lined up just on the edge of the penalty area. Declan Rice in there as well. Jordan Henderson. Can we find the goal here? Foden's delivery. It's a good delivery as well. Maguire was up there, couldn't quite get there, but it's going to come to Jude Bellingham. Should be able to keep this in. Well, it wasn't a great ball from Bellingham, actually. And France are going to keep this in. Can Saka win it back? Bellingham's won it back. Almost fell to Harry Kane, but France have managed to clear it away. In fact, there's an injury now to Hernandez, it is. And not quite sure. It's not a bad injury. Didier Deschamps, the French manager, is not very happy, but he wouldn't be, would he? was Bellingham there with a tackle. He just won the ball. That wasn't even a foul. Yes, he did catch him afterwards, but he's won the ball. And yes, he's caught him, and it's going to be a little bit painful, but there's nothing wrong with him. And we're going to get a bit more stoppage time now, though. We've played the 4 minutes, but we've played more than 4 minutes. It's going to be a drop ball, which should be England's ball because we were in possession at the time, but not quite sure what the referee's doing. Yeah, he's going to let England have the ball. He's telling Giroud to bugger off. And Walker is, not contested that. And England are in possession. We've played nearly 5 minutes of stoppage time. That's added on there, and that's it. That is it. Half time. Not a bad first half from England. We've played pretty well, actually, but we are behind. And, that's not ideal, is it? Terry says there, 4 extra minutes, that must be for all Saka's dives that the ref didn't give. Well, I think it's more for the VAR stuff. The England players are now surrounding the referee, no doubt talking about the penalty decision, which wasn't given. Phil Foden making his voice clear. The referee was agreeing with that particular point, so it couldn't have been about the penalty. And that's probably the biggest talking point of that first half, actually, which has been a good first half from England. We've played well, and we've had the better chances, and we've had more chances. But it's France with the goal, and it was a good strike as well from Hernamni from 30 yards, curling away from Pickford into the bottom corner. But that's pretty much the only shot at goal that France have had in that first half. There was one, Harry Kane at the other end was denied by Lloris. There was another shot, I think that was Kane as well, deflected, and Lloris made another good save. We've put a few dangerous balls into the box. We've had 1 or 2 little moments, but of course we should be level. We should have had a penalty. Harry Kane was clearly fouled by Deo Upamecano in the box, didn't touch the ball, caught Harry Kane, and how VAR, yes, you can maybe understand the ref not giving it initially. I'm not sure where he was positioned, but the VAR has to give that. They have to give that. And they haven't done, and that's the most frustrating part of that first half because we deserve to be level at least. So, we should be level, and we're not. And that to me is down to really, really terrible officiating there from VAR. VAR have to give that. How they cannot give that, I do not know, but they didn't, and we find ourselves 1-0 down. But it's been encouraging. I'm encouraged that we can still get through, that we can still win this game, because we have created the better chances. And yes, France have changed the way that they've set up since the goal. They've looked more defensive. They're quite happy to let us have the ball, but we have had the chances. And I say, Lloris has made 2 really good saves, actually. That's kept them in front. The one from Harry Kane, the first one, when Kane tried to dink it over and was a really good save, kept himself big to the last minute. And the other save, a deflected effort, he did well as well. So, England have had the better chances. We've been the better team. But we find ourselves behind. Terry says there, the ref has FIFA ref written on his shirt. It should be FIFA. Well, yeah, but I say I'm sure FIFA's headquarters are in France, aren't they? Anyway, that shouldn't make any difference, should it? That's VAR should have sorted that out. I say I don't really blame the referee for not giving it initially. You can maybe understand why he didn't, but that's what VAR was brought in for. So the ref doesn't have to make that decision necessarily. If he sees it and gives it, fine, but he doesn't have to make it. If he doesn't see it, that's fine. VAR sort it out. And VAR haven't sorted it out, and I can't for life me understand why. Other than the fact it's England, that's the only thing you can think of, because why else would that not be given? Anyway, I say I've been encouraged by that first half because I thought we played well. We've taken the game to France. You can't say that France have been a much better team than us because they haven't been. No. They're the world champions, so we've more than matched them. We just need to find just that little bit of extra quality in that final third. It might come from the bench today. Maybe it's going to be the bench. Maybe it'll be Sterling or Rashford. Maybe it'll be Jack Grealish. But we need that little bit of extra quality from somewhere, don't we, in this game? And I think we can definitely get something. We can get back in it. We can get level, and then who knows? But yeah, we've played well. I think we've played well. We just, it's not quite fallen for us, has it? In the penalty a couple of times. And
there's been decisions I think that's been made.
Yeah.
I think Saka's been a bit frightened. I don't know if he's frightened or.
Well, every time he gets the ball,
closed down.
Yeah, every time he gets the ball, he's got 2 or 3 players on him, hasn't he?
He's a bit hesitant, don't you think?
He's a little bit hesitant, but I think he's hesitant because he's got 2 or 3 players around him. and he wants to keep the ball. You can see he's trying to keep possession of the ball, and it's difficult because
he's like, what will I do with it? Though?
But there was a couple of times when it opened up in front of him, and he should have maybe tried a shot, and that's what he maybe could have done. There was a couple of occasions when he could have done, but I think they see him as the threat, which is why they're putting 2 or 3 players on every time he's got the ball.
He's getting fouled left
he's getting fouled. Yeah, he is. He's been fouled a few times. A couple of them haven't been given. But yeah, he caused them problems. But yeah, he maybe just needs to maybe have a little bit more belief in himself that he can.
Because he can do it. He's a really good player.
He can do it, and he's got himself into some great positions as well. Just when he's got to the edge of the box, he's more looking at trying to pass to someone else rather than taking that responsibility. He's capable of doing it. Yeah, of course he is. He scores lots of goals. So yeah, I'd like to see him maybe take a little bit more responsibility in that second half.
And he is getting fouled. You're right.
He's getting fouled. Yeah, I mean, he thought he was fouled for the goal, and he built up to the goal.
He's been fouled a few times.
Possibly. Shane says it's 100% a foul. Was it just outside and no replays of Saka foul before the goal? I can't understand why they didn't show them more. Yeah, I've seen a replay of the Saka one before the goal. Yeah, I've seen them given as a foul, but equally you've seen them not given as a foul. The penalty, it was inside the box, 100% inside the box. That's a clear penalty, 100%. There's absolutely no question. Yeah, I mean, they're talking about Upper Mancano's look dodgy. He has looked dodgy.
I mean, look at that. Look at that.
That is a foul. There is a foul. Yeah, actually, when you see it again, it is a foul. See, the first one probably isn't, but then the second one is, and he doesn't get the ball. That is a foul, actually. Yeah, that should have been a foul in the build-up to the goal on Saka. And the fact they scored from it makes it even worse.
Yeah.
Especially when we don't get the penalty, which is the most blatant penalty you'll ever see. And they're showing it again. I mean, the linesman, it's right in front of the linesman, and the linesman hasn't given it.
No.
And it's right in front of him. It's literally 2 yards in front of the linesman. And how he's not given that, I do not know. But anyway, after that, there was plenty of time between that happening and the goal. So we had 2 or 3 opportunities to try and win the ball back, and we didn't. I mean, Declan Rice has dived in on Mbappe. You maybe should have just stood him up. And yes, it's a great strike. There's no doubt about that. It's a really good strike from 25 yards. Got it out of his feet, bang in the corner. Really good strike. But we had plenty of chance to win the ball back between the foul on Saka and the goal going in, and we didn't. But yeah, obviously he shouldn't have stood because it should have been a foul. But anyway, the penalty is the biggest thing for me. Regardless of that goal, we'll let them have that goal if that's what you're going to do. But you've got to give that penalty because it's the most blatant foul ever. They haven't quite got onto that yet on their analysis. It is Roy Keane, Phil Neville, and Ian Wright. So I'm not quite sure what they made of it all, but surely that's a penalty. It's 100% a penalty. And I can't understand the justification in not giving it. I mean, I'm pretty sure Wrighty and Phil Neville will think it's a penalty. I'm not sure what Roy Keane thinks. Don't really care what Roy Keane thinks, if I'm honest. But they're just going to show it now. He gets past him, and he's fouled him. I mean, even at every single angle you look at it, it looks worse every time. He's pulled his legs back. I mean, you could say he's standing legs outside the penalty area, maybe. You could have an argument to say that, right? He's right on the line.
And there must be torn
but then it's a foul. It's a foul. So if it's not a penalty, it's a free kick on the edge of the box. But it's a penalty. Oh, that might, they're trying to explain it away, saying that if VAR say it's outside the box, then they can't come back and give it as a penalty. Of course, not, or a free kick. I suppose he probably, when you look at it again, actually, he is outside the box at the point of contact. I mean, it's very, very tight. It's almost on the line. But yeah,
even so, it's still a foul, isn't it? It's still a free kick.
No, it's still a foul. But VAR aren't going to go back and give it as a free kick. If it was in the box, I think VAR give the penalty. Maybe that's why they took that long to decide, because they hadn't decided whether it was inside the box or not. And when you do look at certain angles, it does look as though the contact is just outside. He falls in the box because it's so close. But yeah, it should be a free kick on the edge of the box. But VAR aren't going to go back and give the free kick. They either give the penalty or they don't. That's how it works, and that's fair enough, I suppose. But But yeah, it was a foul, and there's no question it was a foul. And yes, it does look as though it could possibly have been outside the box, which is what Shane had said as well, just there. So yeah, you're probably right, Shane. I think it may have just been outside the box. So that might explain it, though. At least it clears that decision up a little bit, maybe. But yeah, I mean, we've seen him given, haven't we? Let's be honest. And I'd like to have seen the referee go to the screen, actually, and let the referee have a look and see what he thought of it, because that would have been interesting, wouldn't it? Whether or not he would have changed his mind having seen a replay on the screen. Maybe that's what should have happened. But anyway, it didn't, and that's that really. Terry says there, the angle they just showed of the pen, it looks outside. What's that exactly? Yeah, the angle they just showed did look outside, exactly. Whereas the initial angle that they showed, it looked inside, didn't it, at the time, the replay. So, yeah, I agree. It did look just outside. And Shane says, is this what clear and obvious looks like? Well, that's the thing, isn't it, I suppose. The referee didn't give it as a penalty, and VAR probably thought it wasn't clear and obvious because there was a doubt as to whether it was in the box or outside. And if you look from certain angles, it looks outside. So I suppose when you weigh it all up, they've probably reached the right decision, unfortunately. And I suppose that's just unfortunately gone against us, hasn't it? But yeah, it looked at that replay that they just showed. It did look as though he was potentially just literally a millimetre outside the box. And it's those little. I've always said that it's really small differences. Yeah, but it should have been a foul. Yeah, and if the referee wasn't sure, he should have given a free kick outside the box and then let VAR sort it out. But yeah, he didn't give anything. But I've always said it's very small margins in football. You know, there was, Jordan Pickford's hand was a millimetre away from getting a fingertip to that shot, and he pushes it round the post. And then Harry Kane's a millimetre away from being inside a penalty, and it's a penalty. And then, from losing 1-0, we could potentially be winning 1-0. So it is small margins at the top level of football. And unfortunately, in this game tonight, we've just been the wrong side of those margins, very small margins, and we find ourselves behind. But the good thing is, we've played well. We've got another half, and I still think we can get something here. I really do. I think we can get back into this game, and I think we can still potentially win it. It's not going to be easy.
I think if we get one goal, we'll get another.
Yeah, I think France is. I don't know if it was Shane or Terry maybe mentioned it before. I do think France have changed their approach since they took the lead. They're quite happy to let us have the ball, and maybe rely on their pace on the counter attack. And it has changed. It's changed the balance of the game, and we need to be a little bit more clever in that final third so that we can carve out these opportunities a bit more. But it has changed the pattern of the play, but in our favour a little bit, because it means we're going to have more of the ball in their half, and we have got the quality to create some good chances in the second half. And let's hope that we can. I say maybe it's going to be someone off the bench that's going to win this game for us. Maybe it might be a Rashford who's got 3 goals in this tournament. Maybe it's going to be him. Grealish as well. We're still waiting for Grealish to really light up a tournament for England, aren't we? He's had moments at the Euros. He's had 1 or 2 little moments in this World Cup. But we're still waiting, aren't we, for a really big moment from Grealish in a really big game. And that's what we want to see, don't we? So maybe this is his night. Maybe he'll come on in the second half, or maybe it'll be Grealish that turns it in our favour. But that's what, we want somebody to be able to take this game by the scruff of the neck and really push us on. That's what we want to see. Shane says there, each official's interpretation of plays should really be the same. Last night, that is a pen and definite foul on Saka. Yeah, potentially. Yeah, you're right. The referees do give things differently. But that's what VAR's got 3 other referees in the VAR room, haven't they? So it's not just one referee now. There's 3 or 4. And we still get the same wrong decisions, don't we? Or too many of the same wrong decisions. Mark's in the chat. How you doing, Mark? Good to see you, my friend. Hope you're well. Hope you're enjoying the game, which has been, I think, a good England performance. I think, it's one of the best England performances I've seen against a good team for a very long time. Usually we play these games. We certainly have done under Gareth Southgate, and we've got into ourselves, and we've never really taken the game to the opposition. Whereas tonight, I really think we have done. We've took it to France. We've been a better team, and it's been good to see. And if we end up losing this game and playing like we have, then we'd have to be pretty proud of the effort that they put in. There's been other games in the past where I felt as though our bottle's gone, and we haven't made the most of the opportunity that we had. Whereas tonight, so far, we've played well. We're unlucky to be losing, and if that's how it finishes, I'll be reasonably happy with how we've played if we play the same in the second half. We've got Will Ray Sport in there. Says, hi Richard, how you doing? Hope you're well. Ben Foster, the goalkeeper, said Pickford should have saved that goal. He's also doing a live stream watching. Oh, is he? Oh, great. Yeah, I mean, I did say at the time when he saw it, he maybe could have saved it, and I thought it was well hit. It was power, and it was curling away from him, and he maybe didn't see it initially because it went through Jude Bellingham's legs. But yeah, he could have done better maybe. But we'll give him the benefit of the doubt for the time being. But let's hope England. We are back out ready for the second half. England are going to be kicking off, attacking the goal to our left, where all the England fans are actually behind that goal. It's a big 45 minutes coming up for England in this World Cup. Can we turn this around? Can we reach the semi-final in a game against Morocco, which would be exciting, wouldn't it? Terry says their only downside, France look like they're playing well within themselves. Well, they do, but partly that's because of how we're playing, and partly because they're now winning. And that's what happens in a knockout game when you're winning. You try to shut the game down, and that's what France are doing. But I think as well how we're playing, we're taking the game to them, and we're putting them on the back foot. And I think you have to give us credit for that. But yeah, you think France have got another gear to go up attacking wise if they needed to. But let's not, let's keep doing what we're doing. And hopefully the chances will come and we will find a goal. There's been no changes at half time, unsurprisingly, really, because we're playing well. Don't change it yet. But I do think there will be some changes to come. Will Rally Sports says there, I would bring on Rashford or Sterling for Foden because he's done nothing. I agree, yeah, Foden hasn't done nothing at all. I agree with you there.
Come on,
give Rashford a chance. He's on fire. I mean, no, I agree with you. Good ball in there actually from Foden. As we talk about Foden there, Bellingham's gone down with a slight injury. He was caught there by Dembele. In fact, Dembele is going to get yellow cards. That's 2 yellow cards for France. It was. I mean, Bellingham did well. It was a
look at that. That's shocking.
I mean, he did get the ball actually, but you can't go through the back of someone like that. That's clearly a foul.
Did he get the ball?
Yeah, he's got the ball. Look, he did get the ball, but he's gone through him. It's a foul.
Can't go like that, though.
No, you can't go like that. He's given a yellow card as well. Ousmane Dembele has got a yellow card. It's a second yellow card for France, actually. Yeah. We haven't got much. We have got a corner, which Foden is going to take. So we've got an opportunity here to maybe get level. It's been a good start to the second half from England. Ball chipped in towards the edge of the 6-yard box, headed away, but only as far as... So it comes in from Foden. Good save from Lloris again. That's 3 good saves from him. What a great goal that would have been from Jude Bellingham there. Luke Shaw it was. I think he was trying to tee himself up, but it felt beautiful for Bellingham. It's a little bit too straight, actually. If it had been slightly to the side of the goalie, I think that goes in. Really unlucky. There he was. And Will Ray Sports says better start for the second half. It has been. It's been a really good start for the second half. Another corner. This time it's over on the far side. Again, it's going to be Foden with it. An in-swinger this time. Towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Goalkeeper's missed it. Harry Maguire heads it back in. It comes off Declan Rice into the arms of the goalkeeper. Unlucky that was again from England. Good corner that was there. Maguire at the far post wins the header. And Declan Rice couldn't quite get there. They're just showing the Jude Bellingham shot just before. What a great shot that was. It just was too close to the keeper though. Just too close to him. Terry says there. Good start again. What a save! Will Ray Sports says, "What a save!" And I bet Southgate told him off. Well, let's hope he seems to have done something because we've certainly fired up for this second half, aren't we? Mm-hmm. We've played nearly 3 minutes, and it's been a good 3 minutes for England. All England attacked Foden now, tried to turn away, but actually ran into trouble. And now France have got the ball pretty much for the first time in this second half. They've got it with Koundé down this near side, finds at Dembele. He plays it back to Upamecano. And Henderson almost won it off him. And in fact, Saka has won it off him. No, he hasn't, because the ref's given, even though he's won the ball, the ref has given a free kick. Anyway, it was good play from Saka there again, but that was given as a free kick. Upamecano is really terrible. He's an awful defender. I can't believe so many Arsenal fans wanted us to buy him a year or so ago. He's absolutely dreadful, clumsy, and he's the one that we need to try and get at. Henderson there has conceded a foul on Mbappe, which looked like a dive, and he's got a yellow card, Henderson, as well, for that. Did he actually touch him? So look at the replay. Mbappe, well, he's barely touched him, has he? He's barely touched him.
Friggin' hell.
Away Sports says he does not look great. Upper Mancano also should have been a penalty. Yeah, we maybe look at that. We maybe think perhaps it might have just been outside the box in the end. Away Sports says clumsy all over the place. No, he is. He's definitely clumsy all over the place. Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. Anyway, France have got a free kick over on that far side. This is a dangerous moment for England, actually. We're going to have to defend this well. It's going to be Griezmann, Anton Griezmann, to take this free kick over on that far side. Whipped in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. A good defensive header at the near post by Kane again. He's good at that, isn't he? He wins a lot of them headers at the near post defensively, Harry Kane. He's done it 2 or 3 times in this game and a few more times in the previous games in the World Cup, actually. The ball's now gone back to Lloris. We defended that well. And that's been a feature of this World Cup, actually. Our defending from set pieces has been good. And now there's an offside against Giroud, which England have taken quickly. This has been a good start to the second half. We're moving the ball quicker and we are looking a lot more of a threat now as well. And we've been unlucky maybe not to be level again. That was a great effort from Jude Bellingham, wasn't it, just at the start of the second half. Now it's John Stones bringing the ball forward for England just inside the centre circle. Plays it square to Harry Maguire. Now it's with Luke Shaw on his near side. Again, looking for some movement ahead of him, which he hasn't really got. So he goes back again to Harry Maguire. But this is how England play, isn't it? This is what we do. We keep possession well at the back, and then we do get it forward. Now they're over on that far side. Jordan Henderson plays it infield to Bukayo Saka. Henderson gets it back again and finds Declan Rice. This is good from England. We're keeping the ball well. Now it's with John Stones just inside the centre circle. Now moving forward into the France half. We've got a couple of players over that far side. Jordan Henderson's one. He's got the ball now. Saka's just inside him. Thinks over top 2. Saka, this is good. Saka's inside the box. Saka's going to put it back in the 6-yard box. Oh, good defending at the near post by France again. Shot comes in from Henderson, I think it was. Again, it's blocked by France. It was Varane, I think, who blocked that one. And now suddenly France coming forward again. Giroud, surely he's offside. In fact, it doesn't matter because England have won possession anyway. Good defending, actually, that was again from England. But now the game's really opening up a bit more now. Saka again over on that far side. Yeah. It was him that got to the byline before, pulled the ball back. He's running at that French defence again. Inside the penalty. Gets a 1-2. That's a penalty there. Yes, he's given it. This time it is a penalty. Saka's fouled. Brilliant 2 minutes from Saka that was. He's turned this game around for England.
That's actually, he's had a...
He just almost set up a goal there just a moment ago. This time he's got into the box. A lovely 1-2 with Bellingham. He's brought down. It was the goal scorer, Tsunami, who's fouled him. Brilliant play from Saka. He's just gone past him. That's definitely a foul. There's absolutely no doubt about that one. And that is definitely a penalty. Brilliant play from Saka. And England have got a chance to get level. It's going to be Harry Kane with the penalty.
Come on, Harry. Come on.
He's normally so deadly, isn't he, from penalties?
Yes. Come on. You've got to score.
Nick Neck says there, I hope VAR doesn't overrule it. Well, no, I don't think they can possibly overrule it. They haven't done it. It's definitely a penalty. And Harry Kane is going to take this in front of those England fans behind the goal.
Good. Come on, Harry.
This is a massive moment in this game. It's a massive moment for England and it's a massive moment for Harry Kane. It's not often we want him to score goals, but we definitely want him to score this one.
Come on, Harry.
Against his Tottenham teammate. That's the worry, isn't it? As Lloris got into his head, because he would have faced so many penalties from Harry Kane in training over the years, wouldn't he? So this is going to be interesting to see how this works out. It's a little Tottenham battle going on, and let's hope Harry Kane can win. He's very, very good at penalties. He's a one play you'd put your house on him scoring, wouldn't you, most of the time?
I cannot watch.
Come on, Harry.
Come on, Harry. Come on.
This is a big moment in this game, a big moment in this World Cup. Harry Kane, he's taking his time. He's replacing the ball.
Oh, shit.
This is mind games going on here between Harry Kane and his Tottenham teammate. There's no doubt about that. Or did he have to replace the ball? I'm not really sure. Anyway, we are about to see this penalty now. Harry Kane against Lloris. Can Harry Kane bring England level to 2 captains? Harry Kane scores! He does get it in! Brilliant from Harry Kane.
I'm watching.
And it is 1-1. Brilliant stuff. England fully deserved that. John says Kane will score. He has scored.
He's good.
John says this will be interesting with Lloris know which way. Yeah, exactly. We're worried about maybe Lloris would know what way. But he didn't guess right. Harry Kane stuck it in, and it is.
I couldn't watch it.
And it is a goal. It is 1-1.
I can watch it now.
Harry Kane puts it in the top corner. If he went the right way, he wouldn't have saved it.
No, there's no chance.
There's no way he saved that. It was a brilliant penalty.
Brilliant penalty
from Harry Kane. We know what he does. It's what he's. He must practice millions of them, and England are level, and we deserve to be level. You have to say, we fully deserve it.
The crowd goes, wow.
Nick Nack says there, game on, come on England,
come on.
And Will Rayleigh Sports says, get in, indeed, get in.
Thanks, Saka. Got that forward, didn't he?
Really? Saka has helped turn this game. It was his. It was his. That was fouled for the penalty. Brilliant play from Saka. I'll say he had a brilliant 2 minutes actually over on that far side. And England are level, and they fully deserve to be level. We might see France come out a bit more now.
Oh my God!
Shot straight away. Good save from Pickford straight away. England were asleep there.
Come on, wait.
It was Rabiot there with a shot from the edge of the box there. England were switched off, as you tend to do when you've just scored a goal. But now Harry Kane in possession again for England on this near side. He's done really well, Harry Kane, has he? He's run the ball out there. That was a bit of a let-off there for England, actually. We just went asleep. One simple ball through the middle. The two defenders were miles apart. It's a good save, actually, down to his left there by Jordan Pickford, by Rabiot.
What the hell?
He's hit it first time. It's a good effort. It bounced in front of the keeper. That's a good save. But the two central defenders were miles apart there.
So come on.
Will Rayleigh Sports says there, what was that defending? Well,
it wasn't. There wasn't any defending.
There was no defending
at all. That was ridiculous.
Shane says there, great call from the ref. So happy for Saka. Yeah, he did really well, Saka. Now England coming forward again with Phil Foden. This is good stuff from England. What a second half.
Come on,
so far. Harry Kane tried to get the ball out of his feet. Instead, he was tackled actually by Rabiot. And now it's Mbappe over on that far side, having a run at Kyle Walker. He goes past Kyle Walker, does he? He does go past Kyle Walker. He's in the area, pulls it back to Giroud. Oh, it almost fell to Dembele. Dembele still got the ball. But the chance has gone Griezmann. Not a great cross from Griezmann. Henderson's there. Well, the game's really opened up now.
What a game. Jesus.
Nick Nack says it's starting to feel like a Premier League game now. It is. Well, it's a lot of Premier League players are playing, aren't they? But yeah, it has really opened up now. And that goal for England has changed everything. Suddenly France are coming out and wanting to attack us again. Mbappe there was just, even Kyle Walker, who's the quickest player in our team, he just steamed past him. It went to Giroud at the near post, which is where he likes to be. But England defended that well in the end, you have to say. But you're going to see a different France now, I think. England are level. They were quite happy to sit back on that lead. But now they're going to maybe come out a little bit more. But it's fine because that will create space in behind.
Yeah.
But what a start to the second half. We fully deserved that goal. We've been brilliant for 10 minutes. Absolutely brilliant from England. And we've got ourselves level. And that's an aimless ball forward from France there. Finds Jordan Pickford. But that was... and a couple of nervy moments there, those after the goal. Anyway, Terry says there, France are definitely up their tempo. Yeah, they will do that. They'll look to come forward a bit more now.
Ramp the game up
but there's going to be space in behind. We've seen Upper Mancano's there to be got at. So, this is, well, we had to get level, didn't we? Anyway, we were out, so we needed to go at some point, and we've got it, and we deserve it. What a great start to the second half it's been. I don't know what Gareth Southgate said at half time, but he wants to do that every single game because that was absolutely, it's been a brilliant start to the second half. And England deservedly level in this game, you have to say. And now, can we go on and win and reach that semi-final? It is, of course, Morocco awaiting us. Will Rayleigh Sports says there, Mbappe so fast. Yeah, he was, yeah. I saw a list of fastest players at World Cup. Mbappe, Kyle Walker in top 5. Well, Mbappe's just absolutely roasted him there, didn't he?
Yeah,
so he's obviously much faster. And Harry Kane is now England's joint all-time record goal scorer on 53 as well, which is level with Wayne Rooney, isn't it? Who was a top scorer. So let's get another one tonight and let's get him to get the record tonight in the quarterfinal of the World Cup. That'd be good, won't it? Will Rayleigh Sports says there, Gareth Southgate shouted at them and told them to up the tempo. Well, maybe he did. They certainly have done. But France now have started to push a lot more players forward now since we scored. But I say there will be some space open up then for us, but somewhere you'd imagine. But England looking okay at the minute. We're looking okay. We switched off just briefly straight after scoring, didn't we? And we gave them that opportunity, but we've sort of settled back down again now. We've played 58 minutes. It is England 1, France 1 in this World Cup quarter-final. And it's certainly been an exciting night, a tense night. And you have to say England have played well. England have played really well, and we definitely deserve to be level without a shadow of a doubt. And there's still over half an hour left of normal time to maybe try and even win it.
Come on, I said 2-1.
Henderson over on that far side plays the ball in field to Saka. He finally managed to run at their defence a couple of times and look at the problems he caused them. Absolutely brilliant from Saka. And it was the foul on him that brought us a penalty. And there was no doubt about that one. He was in the box. He was fouled. Absolutely no question about it. And now it's going to be a really interesting game. Saka's got a little bit of space again, running at that France defence. He's gone past the defence. He's in the box again. Saka's shot. Oh, it's well saved by Lloris. Lacked power, actually. Yeah. Saka has turned. He's been brilliant in the second half, Bukayo Saka. He found a little bit of space there, very central. Just ran at that France defence. They just couldn't live with him. And he got the shot and he couldn't quite get enough power in the corner. He scored against Lloris a few times, hasn't he, in North London derbies. Once this season, of course, and once last season as well. He needs to find another moment like that. Would be great, wouldn't it, to put England in front? But again, it's good for England. But now Mbappe at the other end does well, plays the ball to this near side to Dembele, cuts inside, wants to shoot, does shoot. He hits John Stones. Good defending there from England.
Come on.
John says there, if England win, they'll have to be favourites to beat Morocco and then win the World Cup. Yeah, I agree. I think whoever wins this game is going to be favourites. Because Morocco, yes, they've done well to get here, but have they got another big game in them? And I don't think Argentina or Croatia are that good.
Come on.
Anyway, England now on the counter-attack with Jude Bellingham. Harry Kane's going outside him and Foden's going up this near side. He plays the ball into Foden. Can he get away from the defender? He can. He's done well, Foden, actually. It was a good run initially. He's picked up the ball well, Foden, cuts inside.
Come on.
He's done well, Foden. Needs a bit of support. He's got Jude Bellingham again. Now he's found Jordan Henderson, Bukayo Saka. This is good from England. England are looking the more likely to win this game. You have to say, Saka again over on that far side. Bukayo Saka's been the star of this second half. He's going to try to get the ball in the box again, is he? He's waiting a runner outside him. He's played it back to Harry Kane. Harry Kane cuts inside. Can he get a shot away? He does, but again, it lacks power. But Lloris is the busier goalkeeper in this game. He's had to make another save, and England are in control of this match so far. Kate's in the chat, doing good to see you again. Hope you're well, enjoying the game. John says there, Saka seems to be doing all the work up front. He's brilliant. Saka's been our best player in the second half by an absolute mile. They can't live with him. And I think maybe Gareth Southgate possibly said to him at half time, have a bit more confidence on the ball, run at him. You can see the difference, because in that first half, he had a few moments when he didn't want to run at him. And he was a little bit reluctant to. When the second half, he's been told clearly, go at it, go and do it. And he's done it. And he's been brilliant. And he's made the difference. He's been the difference maker in this game for England. But France coming forward again. Dembele, Luke Shaw does well, actually. This is good defending. And it's actually a good play from England in a tight area. Phil Foden and Bellingham do well. Foden comes away with the ball. Foden's done well. Good run from Foden. He's so good at that. He's got such a low centre of gravity. And he did really well there. He's now been fouled. And it's a free kick to England halfway. I think it was Griezmann with the foul. He's already been booked, and I think that's what the England players are mentioning now. Harry Maguire saying to the referee, look, he's already been booked, Griezmann. Was it Griezmann that committed the foul, actually? Yeah, it was Griezmann, yeah. Yeah, it was Griezmann that's committed the foul. Yeah, not every foul's a yellow card, but he has been booked. Will Rally Sports says there, Saka has played well this game. He's been brilliant, hasn't he? Absolutely brilliant. Anyway, here's a free kick to England. We just need to keep running at this French defence, because they can't deal with it. They can't actually deal with us running at them, which is strange, because they must deal with Mbappe running at them in training every day, and yet they can't deal with our players running at them. So we need to keep doing it, quite honestly. Anyway, Maguire's going to take this free kick just inside the French half, goes long to up this near side, looking for Foden. He's won his header, actually, done well, Phil Foden. England do pick the ball up now with Luke Shaw. Harry Kane now in possession. Dinks it in, almost dinks it in. Good defending from Koundé there. And now Griezmann's away. He's not away, though, because that's a good tackle from Declan Rice again, who's had a good game sitting in front of that defence tonight. Declan Rice has played really well. In fact, everyone's played well for England tonight. Jordan Henderson's getting stuck in again, trying to win the ball, but a little bit too over-enthusiastic there. It's a free kick to France. And they're coming forward again with Rabiot. Plays out to that far side to Hernandez. Hasn't managed to get forward quite as much in this second half as he did in the first half. But France now are in possession in midfield now, looking to try and regain the lead. But the more they come forward, we have defended pretty well for the most part of this game, it has to be said. Dembele, the ball over the top but it's gone to no one. It's going to be a goal kick to England. 64 minutes nearly played here. It is England 1, France 1, and England are much the better team. They are much the better team. And we are now looking to see if we can get ourselves in front. Still no substitutions yet. And maybe now we've got it back to 1-1. We don't want to change too much yet, do we? Because we're on top. But I think maybe another 5 or 10 minutes, we may well see fresh legs. We may well see Rashford, potentially Sterling as well. But we'll see. But anyway, let's see what we can do now. Harry Kane plays it into Saka again. He's turned away well. Again, he's fouled. And the referee says no. He doesn't give it as a foul. Saka is furious with that decision. And then the referee gives a really soft foul to France straight afterwards, which they've taken quickly. He doesn't seem to like Saka getting fouled. I know he'd give the penalty for it, but he doesn't seem to want to give fouls against Saka, does he? Whether he feels Saka's going down too easily, but he's not. He's actually being fouled. And Giroud just puts one wide. John says there, England have the upper hand. How's Foden doing? Well, Foden's
having a good game, I think.
Foden's doing it. Yeah, he's had a much better second half. He didn't really get in the game much. It looks as though Giroud might be injured, actually. I think he might have pulled his hamstring a little bit. Anyway, Foden's had a much better second half. He's had a lot more influence on the game. Saka's gone down as well because he was fouled and the referee didn't give it. But anyway, Giroud there tried to get it was because he's hurt his leg stuck in the turf actually, and that's probably why he's pulled his hamstring. I mean that was a foul. He's gone through the back of him. How's that not given as a foul? That's ridiculous. That is a ridiculous decision.
He's been fouled so many times.
He's been fouled 50 times in this game.
How many times do you want to foul one?
John says if Rashford comes on, he'll make an impact. No, I'm sure he will. I'm definitely sure he will. But
who would you take off though?
I don't know, maybe Foden. I mean, you wouldn't take Saka off because he's absolutely causing them mayhem, isn't he? Every time he gets the ball, they can't deal with him other than kicking him. I think eventually he will go off because I think he'll end up getting...
Is he going to be injured?
Just get kicked, yeah. I think eventually he will end up going off Saka. But no, Rashford is bad to make an impact. And Grealish as well. I wouldn't mind seeing Grealish coming on a bit later. If it stays at 1-1, we want to try and win this game. We certainly don't want penalties, do we?
No, then you've got to think about though, haven't you?
Our record in penalties isn't great,
do you want on the pitch when it's penalty taken?
Well, I don't know. We saw what happened last time. We missed 3, didn't we?
Yeah.
And, I mean, I know... I kind of want Saka to be on and take a penalty and score to have a Stuart Pearce moment. I'd like him to do that.
I just don't want to go to penalties.
I don't think he'll play all of extra time, Saka. I don't think he will. Kate says there, definitely don't want penalties. No, I don't think any of us want penalties. No.
Penalties.
No.
I couldn't even watch Kane take that penalty before.
Will Ready Sports says next 5 or 10 minutes some subs. Yeah, I think so. Probably. Do
you reckon?
Yeah, I would say. I mean, we played 67 minutes. So, yeah, maybe 70, 75 minutes. You'll have to start thinking of it. If it's still 1-1 extra time, it's going to be a possibility. We need some fresh
legs, won't you?
But we're playing well. So, we don't want to make too many changes now and disrupt the flow.
I mean, they haven't done any.
No, they haven't made any either. No, but it's because it's been an even game, hasn't it? It's been a tight game. All France now with Dembele almost been behind. Again, England defended well. Foden's done really well there. Actually, looked like he'd lost the ball.
I thought he had.
Back. Jeez. And then Harry Maguire just does the simple thing, puts it out.
Yeah.
And it's gone for a throw to France on this near side. We've played 67 minutes. We're midway through this second half. France have certainly come out a little bit more since we scored, but we've still had the best chances. We've had 2 or 3 efforts at goal, and Jordan Pickford had 1 save to make in the second half, which was straight after we scored. That sort of sloppy defending. But England are looking very, very good in this game. You have to say it's been a fantastic England performance.
It's been a good game.
It reminds me a little bit of the semi-final in Italia 90 against Germany, where we was behind. We came back. Yes, we lost that one on penalties, but in terms of performance, we played well that night against a really good side. We've played well tonight against a really good side as well.
We don't deserve to lose.
We don't deserve to lose.
No.
But football doesn't always give you what you deserve, and
I know.
We need to find a way to get another goal. Saka again's fouled, and this time it is given.
How many times?
Saka's almost laughing. Saka is almost laughing that the referee has actually given that one against him.
I feel sorry for him.
It was Hernandez with the foul. I mean, he's got his arms all over him, pulled him over. I mean, Saka's actually laughing at that. That's how ridiculous it's got. Terry says there, Southgate would take off Saka no favourite. Well, he might well take off Saka. I wouldn't say that would be a bad thing. I won't take him off yet because he's doing well, but maybe later. John says if it goes to penalties, England should win. I don't know about that. England never win on penalties. Well, very rarely do we win on penalties. I know France don't have a great record on penalties either, actually. But let's not get to that stage if we can help it. No. Anyway, we've got this free kick now on the far side. Saka and Jordan Henderson over this. You'd imagine Saka with his left foot is going to whip this in towards the penalty spot. Harry Maguire's in there. John Stones is up there as well. Declan Rice. There's some bodies to aim at. Jude Bellingham. In fact, it's Henderson to whip it in instead. Harry Maguire with a header. Oh, it's just wide. Oh, Maguire scored in a quarter-final of the last World Cup against Sweden, and he almost got one in this quarter-final as well. It was a great header, actually. A really good free kick from Henderson. Maguire's kept himself on side. I mean, Harry Kane looks like he was offside. We didn't go to him. It was a good header. Beat Lloris just wide of that post. What a good header that was from Maguire. He's about to hit the outside of the post. That's how close it was. I said small margins. The small margins haven't quite gone our way, have they? What a great header that was. I say nearly a second World Cup quarter-final goal in a row for Harry Maguire. Brilliant header that was. Really unlucky. And again, England creating the better chances. There's absolutely no question. Harry Kane's done well, holds the ball up, puts it up that far side, looking for Saka, but he couldn't quite get there. That was better defending from Hernandez that time. And he plays it back to Lloris. But England again have picked up the ball. Declan Rice in midfield, looking for some support. He finds Henderson outside and gets it back again. Declan Rice, 20 minutes left. Thinks that ball towards the far post, looking for Foden. He's won that header again. Come on. Finds Luke Shaw inside the box. Get back up. I think Foden's offside, so he couldn't get that ball. So he left it, and France can clear it away. But again, England pick it up again with Declan Rice. Harry Kane wins that ball and now plays it back to Maguire. This is brilliant stuff from England, really is.
Come on, England.
England have been the dominant team in this second half. This has been the best second half for England in a major tournament for a long, long time. Harry Maguire now comes forward well. I don't know what Harry Kane's doing this deep. Anyway, he's done well. Finds Luke Shaw coming forward down this near side for England. Luke Shaw, can he get across in? He does get across in towards the far post. Saka! Oh, that was a big chance there at the far post for Bukayo Saka. The goal is coming. It is definitely coming for England. This is brilliant, brilliant stuff. Luke Shaw it was. Saka made that run on the far post. What a cross that is. In fact, I think the defenders got there just ahead of him, actually. I think it was Hernandez there. Just got there first, did he?
No, Saka.
No, it came off the defenders. It came off the defender's knee, I think. I think so, yeah.
Are you sure?
I think so.
I thought Saka had a foot.
Well, it actually was given as a. It's been given as a offside or a foul. I'm not sure. It probably wouldn't have counted then anyway. John says there, this is where Southgate's indecisiveness shows. Well, I don't think we need to do much at this moment. Actually, I think he's doing okay. We're playing really well. Don't change it now while we're on top. There's an offside given against France there. It's going to be a free kick to England. Terry says there, was Shaw out on a Sunday stroll? How much time did he want? Yeah, exactly. He looked like it, didn't he? But he did well. It was a good cross, actually. And Harry Maguire's header just hit the outside of the post. With 72 minutes now, we're starting to get to the point where you'd have to start thinking about substitutions, actually, now, I think. But we're playing well. It's difficult. Who do you take off?
I know.
Maybe Foden would maybe be the one. He's done a lot better in the second half, but he's still not really having a big influence, is he? Out of the two wide players, Saka's had much more impact in this game, especially in this second half. He's been absolutely brilliant. Gaming 203 says there, what's your opinion on Maguire? Well, I mean, he's been brilliant in this World Cup. He's been brilliant in this game tonight, actually. And I know he struggles for Man United. He struggled for a while at club level, but you have to say for England at major tournaments, he's brilliant. He's been brilliant tonight. He's been brilliant in this World Cup, actually. So, I don't really care how well he does for Man United because I don't support Man United, so I'm not really bothered. I do care how he plays for England, and he's been brilliant. So, yeah, fair play to him. He took a lot of stick. He's took a lot of criticism, and he's come out of it really well. Shaw with another cross from this near side. There's no England player underneath it. Hernandez with a header. It's not a great header, actually. Henderson might let this run out for a throw to England, which he's done. 73 minutes played. It is England in the ascendancy here in this World Cup quarter-final. But that ball's going to run through. Bellingham thinks he was fouled. I don't think he was. He tried to spin the defender. I think it was Upamecano again, actually. In fact, Upamecano again overcommitted himself. I don't think that was a foul, actually. But anyway, it was another clumsy challenge from the the Bayern Munich defender there, actually. But anyway, France now with Griezmann coming forward. Declan Rice gets back well at him. Griezmann still in possession. Tries to find Dembele. It's gone out. France haven't really got their attack moving in this second half at all. Mason Mount's warming up there. He wouldn't be the one I would be bringing on, Mason Mount, if I'm honest with you.
Who would you take off?
Well, I think, I don't know, Henderson maybe. If you're going to bring Mount on, maybe take Henderson off. Anyway, Jude Bellingham's just been spoken to by the referee, probably still complaining about what he felt was a free kick, or what actually would have been a penalty. Who's this coming on?
Don't know. Is that Grealish?
Oh, it might be Grealish, yeah.
I don't know.
I think Maguire is crap, but he's had a good World Cup. I mean, he's crap for Man United, but I don't care he's crap for Man United. He's been brilliant for England, and that's all I want. But anyway, Dembele now coming forward for France. A decent cross to the far post. That was a strange clearance, actually, by Henderson, but he's cleared it away. That's the main thing.
Weird.
He couldn't head it, so he decided to...
Kick it.
Will Ray Sports says, how good have England played this second half? They've been brilliant.
Really
Absolutely brilliant in this second half. I think it's the best second half I've seen from England at a major tournament against a good team for many, many years. Will Ray Sports Hernandez is having a hard time with Saka. He is, yeah. I'd bring Mount for Henderson. Yeah, maybe Mount for Henderson, yeah. It looks as though Grealish might be coming on, possibly for Foden.
It looked like Grealish.
Yeah, it looks like it might have been Grealish. I mean, that wasn't Giroud looked like he was pushed in the back. He wasn't really. I mean, they just announced the crowd, 68,000. Anyway, it is 1-1, and we're coming into the last 15 minutes. It's starting to get nervy and tense. You do feel if anybody scores now, they're probably going to win. And England look the more likely. Luke Shaw again come forward. He finds Bellingham inside the box. He's done well, Jude Bellingham, on this near side. Can he get a cross in? He finds Luke Shaw. He can get a cross in towards the far post. Nobody there for England. It's headed away. And France can maybe get an attack going with Mbappe. He's done well there, Mbappe. Good tackle that was there from Declan Rice again. Wins the ball back for England. He's been brilliant tonight as well, Declan Rice, you have to say. But England are working so hard without the ball to shut down these French attacks. But they are coming forward again with Griezmann. Plays the ball out to that far side for Hernandez. And then he's got Mbappe outside him, goes past Saka. Cuts inside. It's Rabiot now over cross towards the far post, looking for Dembele. Dembele gets the header in. It's a shot from Giroud. What a save! What a save from Pickford that has kept us in this tie. Giroud it was with the effort. That was the best French move of this second half, actually. It was a cross from Rabiot. Dembele headed it back down. Giroud was there, left foot volley from about 10 yards. He maybe didn't get enough behind it. It was quite close to Pickford, but that's a good save. And it was close to him, just as well with his little arms, but he got him out there, pushed it away. It is going to be a corner, and Giroud was close to his 53rd international goal, which is how many that Harry Kane's got as well, which would be strange, wouldn't it? Anyway, Harry Kane again heads it away at the near post, and England managed to clear away that corner. But that was the best France have produced in this second half. They're coming forward again, across into the box. Giroud again. And this time he has scored. He has got his 53rd international goal. Olivier Giroud has put France ahead. They don't deserve it. It was a good header. It was a good ball into the box. And the world champions are back in front.
Oh.
And they don't really deserve that, has to be said. But there's not a lot of time left. We did say a goal now would probably be the winner. England cleared the corner away first of all, but not really enough. It was played out to that far side. It was Griezmann with the cross. And in at the near post, Giroud. How many goals has Giroud scored at that near post? He got in front of John Stones, I think it was. In fact, it was in front of Harry Maguire. It was a good cross. It's a good header, but not great defending. Pickford couldn't get that one out. Will Rally Sports says they did not deserve that. No way. No, they didn't get a sub on Sterling and Rashford. Yeah, I think maybe we do now. We need something special, don't we, in these last 12 minutes? I mean, it was a great header from Giroud, but we've got to defend that ball better in. But that's why he's a top French goal scorer. That's why he is, because that's what he can do. He's not really been in this game. He's hardly had a kick, let's be honest. But when it matters, he's got on the end of that cross. He almost scored a moment ago. In fact, he maybe should have scored a moment ago. It was a good save. But he wasn't denied for long, was he? And it is 2-1 to France. Kate says there, no, indeed, yeah, very, very deflating because we don't deserve that. We do not deserve that to be losing in this game, but we are. We've only got 11 minutes to play. Can we find something from somewhere still in this game? It was a great cross from Griezmann, you have to say, from that far side. It was in the air a long time, though. We have to really defend that better, but it was a good header. And suddenly now England have got a problem. What do we do? In fact, Henderson and Saka have been taken off, and Mount and Sterling have come on. I don't know why Mount keeps getting picked. Anyway, maybe Sterling. He's got some goals for England, hasn't he, Raheem Sterling? He got a lot in the Euros, didn't he? Is he going to find a moment in this game? And it's Mason Mount's come on for Henderson. We felt that was going to probably be the sub. That ball fed into the box. Oh, he's pushed over there, is he? I think it was Mason Mount's first involvement. The referee's not having none of it, actually. Mason Mount, he was looking to get on the end of that ball. Was he pushed in the back there? I'm not really sure if he was. He went over. Terry says they're typical Giroud as well. Old boy still got it. No, he has. He's definitely still got it. And Kingsley Coman's come on for France. I mean, he has pushed him. He has actually pushed him. It's Hernandez has pushed him in the back. Look, he's not looking at the ball. That's a foul. That is a penalty. That is actually a penalty. Oh my God, that has got to be. If they VAR'd that should be a penalty. That.
And he's not even looking.
No, they're checking. I think that's a penalty. That is blatant. He's not looking at the ball. He's not looking at the ball at all. Mason Mount's got his eyes on the ball and he's just come in the side of him and pushed him over. He's looking at the screen. I think he's going to give this. The fact they've made him look at the screen, I think he's going to give this. It's a penalty. It's a penalty all day long. It's a penalty all day long. He's pushed him in the back. No, rolled it back a bit. Look, he's not looked at him.
Look at that. Look at that.
You don't just look at it again. That's it. That's all you need to see, mate. That's all you need to see. He's pushed him in the back. Look, he's not looked at the ball. No, don't look at that angle. Look at the other angle. Look at the other angle, not that angle. Why are you looking at that angle? Look at this angle. That's it there. Look. Look at him. He doesn't look at him. Bang, that's a penalty. You've got to give it. If you don't give it, you are corrupt, mate. You've got to give it. Yes, he's given it. Had to give it. Had to be. Mount's not touched the ball and he's already changed the game. Brilliant. What a substitution that was. Shane says the 100% penalty. Nick Nack says, don't get too excited yet. No, he's still...
Exactly, he's got to be scored.
Kate says, pen for me. Yeah, it was a pen all day long. But Harry Kane has now got to face his teammate, Hugo Lloris, for a second time. I think they're looking at a red card it's going to be a yellow card for Hernandez, who's pretty much fouled everybody 50 times in this game. It's going to be a yellow card for Hernandez. And I think the yellow card's the right decision. I think a yellow card... I don't think it's a red card. No, because the ball's in the air, it's not a clear goal scoring opportunity, is it? It's a foul, it's a penalty, a yellow card. That's the right decision. The ref's actually got all of that right, so well done to him. Shane says a red or yellow. It's a yellow for me. I don't think that was a red. Nick Nat said we still have to score it. That we do, yeah. Even more pressure than the last one. It was, but Harry Kane's a man, isn't he? See, that's not a red card because he's not got a clear goal scoring opportunity. The ball's in the air. It's a foul. It's a penalty, and that's it. Kate says, I'm a minute behind, so getting all my updates through you. Okay, well, I'm not going to be able to... You'll know if we scored the penalty, though, because England got a second penalty. Do you remember Cameroon in the quarterfinal in 1990? We had two penalties in that game. Gary Lineker scored them both. Can Harry Kane score on both? He would actually become England's record goal scorer if he scores this. But there's quite a delay. There's been the VAR check. There's been the yellow card. France are complaining. And it's Kane against Lloris part 2. But this one, as we just said there, even more pressure on this one because of how late it is in the game. I mean, we deserve this, and there's no doubt about that. But that's not how sport works, is it? Harry Kane's got to do this job. He doesn't miss many. He has missed one or two, but he can't afford to miss this one. He's got to score. He's got to score. Come on, Harry. Stick this in, son. 7 minutes left in this quarter-final. This is a massive moment for England. The calmest man in this pitch has got to be Harry Kane. He's fighting Hugo Lloris again. Oh, he's put it over the bar!
Oh, no.
The nerves got to him there. I don't know what they're celebrating with Lloris for. He didn't do anything. Harry Kane's put it over the bar. Wow. Wow. That is just incredible. Rashford's about to come on. Nick Nack says, oh dear. Indeed. He tried to go for the same spot as last time. Lloris went the right way, but wow, that's gone 5 yards over the bar. That's a terrible penalty. John says there, what was Kane doing? I don't know. I think the nerves have got to him. The pressure's got to him. That's what it is. And he's blasted it miles over. So Rashford has come on. And it's Foden that's gone off. I mean, we're going for it, I suppose. Wow, that was a dreadful penalty. I remember David Beckham taking one in some tournament in some game, when he put it over the bar when he slipped, and it was similar to that, but he didn't slip. He just hit it too hard. Absolutely dreadful penalty that was. Terrible. Kate says, what a miss. It was just a dreadful penalty. And usually Harry Kane is the one player that you can rely on. And yes, he has missed a couple of penalties before. He missed one in the Euro semi-final, didn't he? But he scored the rebound in that one. It was saved and he scored the rebound, didn't he? Another pressure penalty. And this one, he fired over the bar. You've got to make the goalie make a save, surely. If you're going to miss it, you've got to make the goalie save it. England won the ball back, have they? No, they haven't.
Oh, no.
He's given a foul on Jude Bellingham. John says terrible penalty. That's costly. Yeah, I think it's going to be costly as well.
I think it's costly.
We're not going to get. I don't think we're going to get we're not going to get a better chance than that, are we? Incredible stuff there. I mean, that probably was a foul off Bellingham, actually. But anyway,
it's been given as a foul at all.
Terry says that's why he plays for Spurs. Well, yeah, he does, but he doesn't miss many for Spurs either, does he?
It's usually a good penalty.
I just think that it was Lloris. The fact that it was Lloris in goal, I do think that played on his mind, and he knew he had to hit it perfectly, that second penalty, and he hit it much too hard. That was the problem. He hit it almost too well, really. But anyway, Kyle Walker's been fouled by Giroud, and it is, despite all this drama, it is Giroud's goal at the moment that is going to be sending France through to the semi-final and a meeting with Morocco. But there's still time. There's 4 minutes to play, and whatever stoppage time. There'll be some stoppage time in this game, but that is a terrible penalty.
Oh.
There's just no excuse for missing like that, actually. We've got someone from France in Go France. Well, okay. John says there, Saka should have scored that. They should always let another player take the penalty. Saka's gone off, though. Saka's not on, is he? So he couldn't have taken it because they took him off just before. In fact, it was literally just before, because it was straight after the goal. We've made the substitution, then we get the penalty. Mason Mount's first involvement in the game. Yeah. But we've got another free kick here over on that far side, which Mason Mount is going to take, actually. We've still got a chance. I still think we're going to get one more big chance in this game. We are going to get one more chance somewhere, and we just need to take it, whether it's going to be this set piece or a set piece. A header, Maguire was close before. We've still got time. Mount with this ball towards the edge of the penalty area. Maguire heads it back into the box. Bellingham's trying to get in there, but France do clear it away. It was Giroud, actually, I think. Is there a foul there on Harry Maguire? The referee says no. Bellingham still trying to win the ball back for England. It's going to be a throw to France. 3 minutes to play, plus stoppage time. It's going to be, if there was 4 minutes in that first half, you're going to imagine there's going to be at least 6 or 7 in this second half of stoppage time. So we've still got time. We have still got time, but it is running out. And we've certainly deserved a lot more from this game than we're getting at this moment in time. Harry Kane will be desperate to get a goal only now after that. Bellingham now coming forward for England. A little bit of space now for Mason Mount. Is he going to try a shot from distance? He does. Oh, it's over the top with a crossbar. It did open up for him. It was worth a go, maybe. It did open that for him there, but unfortunately he couldn't keep it down. And it's gone high over the crossbar. It's gone even higher than Harry Kane's penalty, actually.
Oh, that was really high.
We're into the last 90 seconds of normal time. John says there, Lloris facts had a lot to do with it. Oh, 100% it did, yeah. I think there's no doubt. He scored the first one. Taking 2 penalties against your own teammate, your club teammate, was always going to be difficult. And yeah, maybe someone else should have taken it. I don't know who.
No idea.
I don't know who else would have taken it, but it may have been an idea to have got someone else to take it in the circumstances. But he's the captain. He's the man who takes the penalties. He generally scores them. So you can understand why he didn't pass it on. But, you want your captain to take responsibility, don't you, in those moments? And he did.
Maguire's getting a yellow card.
Maguire's getting a yellow card for a foul there on Griezmann, led with his arm. I mean, it's a foul. I wouldn't say it's a yellow card. It's definitely a foul. But anyway, he's got himself a yellow card, Harry Maguire. And we're into the last minute of the 90. John says there, France-Croatia final. What do you think? Well, I'd quite like a Morocco-Croatia final after this. But anyway,
no, it's going to be France, isn't it?
You'd imagine so. Mbappe now looking to seal it. Good defending, though, that was from John Stones. We're going to find out how much stoppage time is going to be played very shortly. I think it's going to be a good 6 or 7 minutes. There should be, because there's been, 2 VAR checks for penalties. There's been a few substitutions. There's been some goals. The referee's given another free kick to France over on that far side. France is going to play for free kicks now, aren't they? They're going to just try and see the clock down. We have hit the 90-minute mark. 8 minutes. Oh, there's 8 minutes. Okay, well, 8 minutes is good. I knew there'd be quite a bit, because there's been quite a lot of nonsense in the second half with VAR and free kicks and loads of substitutions. So there's plenty of time for England still. We've got 8 minutes. We've still got 8 minutes to play. So we've got I still think we're going to get at least one more opportunity. Look at that Holland game last night. They were losing 2-1. They scored in 100th minute or something, didn't they? So, we've still got time. Anyway, Griezmann's taking this free kick for France over on the far side. It's a very similar position to the cross that he put in for Giroud's goal, actually. This one comes in flat to the near post. It's headed out, actually, by Marcus Rashford. Headed back in again by Rabiot, but Harry Maguire's going to head that clear. But there's no England player too far up the pitch. Hernandez plays the ball out that far side for Griezmann again. Flicks it on, looking for Mbappe. Kyle Walker's got a cross there. Mbappe cuts inside. All the tricks there from Mbappe. Can he get a cross in? No, he can't, because Sterling's took the ball off him. He tried to be too clever there, Mbappe. And now Declan Rice is coming clear. He's had a good game for England, Declan Rice. Plays it back to Kyle Walker, who will now go long, looking for Harry Kane. Plays it into Marcus Rashford. Are we going to get a moment from Rashford? Luke Shaw now on this near side. Luke Shaw coming forward for England, looking up to put a cross in. He does put a cross in. It's too close to the goalkeeper. Oh, he struggled with it there, Lloris. I think he's just got a touch to that. It's going to be a corner to England. We've played a minute and a half of stoppage time. Harry Kane's telling them to wait. It is a corner, though, to England over on that far side.
Who's going to take it?
We've still got time. Luke Shaw's coming across. Oh. We have been pretty dangerous from free kicks, actually. John says there, Southgate should have put Maddison on. I'd have put Maddison on maybe instead of Mount, but then Mount did win us the penalty. So anyway, it's going to be Luke Shaw with his corner. We've still got a chance. Luke Shaw, it's a good ball. Oh, it's headed out, though, by Upper Mancano. There's no England player attacking it, actually, which was a shame. It's only come out as far as Sterling, plays it to Kyle Walker. We've got 6 minutes of stoppage time remaining. There's still time. There is still time. We still believe that we can do this. Come on. Bellingham now. Jude Bellingham plays out to that far side to Luke Shaw, who's still up from taking that corner. Plays it back to Sterling. He's going to line a cross up. It's a good cross in towards the edge of 6-yard box. Lloris is there. Comes out, grabs it, lays on the ball, wastes a bit more time. And Harry Maguire's complaining of a handball, I think, there. But anyway, Lloris is allowed to handball it because he's a goalkeeper. And he did well there, actually, the French goalkeeper. It wasn't such a good cross from Sterling. It gave the goalkeeper a chance to get it, and he did. And France now coming forward themselves on the counter attack. Declan Rice is there again. He's won the ball back so many times for England. He strides forward as well. He's had a great game, and he's won England a throw. In fact, he's given the throw to France, the referee. He was very clear about that as well. Terry says, yes, agreed. I don't know why he bothered taking him otherwise. Well, no, I mean, he wasn't really fit anyway, was he, at the start? But yeah, anyway, England in possession now, John Stones. We've got 4.5 minutes of stoppage time remaining, so there is still time for England, but we need something quite dramatic if we're going to take this to extra time and then potentially go on and win it. Sterling now plays it up the line, looking for the run of Mason Mount. Hernandez is there, but Rashford's come across, almost got the ball there actually. No, sorry, it's Bellingham. France do clear it away to only as far as John Stones. John says there, France showing why they're world champions. Well, have they though? We've been a better team in the second half. They found a way to get themselves in front, to be fair, but we've missed a penalty. Marcus Rashford now on this near side plays it infield to Jude Bellingham, pings that ball over to the far side to Raheem Sterling. That's a good ball actually. Raheem Sterling over on that right hand side for England, goes past his man, puts a cross in. It's a good ball to the far post. Luke Shaw's there, tries to head it forward, but again it's French, but it actually cleared it very well actually. It's Luke Shaw again, plays it back to Harry Maguire, gets it back to Luke Shaw. Can he dig a cross out? He does dig a cross out, but it's too close to Hugo Lloris. There was no England player in there. We've got 3.5 minutes of stoppage time remaining. It's starting to look like a familiar tale for England. To be fair, we've played well and we deserve more from this game. But France are just 3 minutes or so away from reaching another World Cup semi-final. Bearing in mind, no one's retained the World Cup for over 60 years. France are going to be massive favourites now, aren't they? Anyway, it's going to be more injury time now because John Stones has gone down with a foot injury and England may have to make a substitution. I think he just landed on it there, or in fact, Giroud stood on his foot. And if Giroud stands on your foot, you know you've had your foot stood on because there's a lot of Giroud.
He's a big bloke.
There was a lot of him. And anyway, we're going to get more injury time, so we don't know exactly how much longer we're going to play now, which is a bit annoying. But there's still, I would say there's still 3 minutes. When this game restarts, there's going to be 3 or 4 minutes still, between 3 and 4 minutes. So we've still got time. We have still got time. So let's not get too worried yet. There's still time for one more big chance for England, and I think we will get one. Can we take it? That is going to be the thing. Are we going to take this problem, this chance that we get if we get one? John says there, he bought Maddison due to media pressure, never intended playing him. Well, I don't know. I mean, Jack Grealish is going to be coming on very, very shortly. A little bit late for him to have much impact, but you never know. Mason Mount come on and won us a penalty within 2 seconds. And you know what Grealish is like. He runs at defenders and he gets fouled, doesn't he? I'd have maybe brought him on a little bit earlier. Anyway, Stones looked as though he's going to be okay. Terry says Maddison was on fire just before the World Cup and not even given a run. Yeah, but he got an injury, didn't he, just before as well? I mean, is he 100% fit? We don't know, do we? But yeah, it would have been nice to have seen him get some sort of minutes. But anyway, it's going to be a drop ball and England are going to make this substitution. Now, Jack Grealish is going to come on for what will be probably the last 3 minutes of stoppage time. And I think Stones actually, it might be Stones going off, is it? He's going to be John Stones is going off from that. And Jack Grealish is coming on. So it's an attacking change from Southgate very late on in the day. I mean, we might as well lose 3-1. Well, exactly. You know, going for it, we might as well concede another goal, trying to get the equaliser, I suppose. It says we're into the last 30 seconds, but we're not. There's going to be at least 3 minutes still to play. So this game is going to have 10 minutes of stoppage time as well, like the one last night. And it was in the 10th minute that Holland equalised. Can we do the same? Mbappe's just gone down over on that far side. It's no foul. It's a goal kick to England. And we've got time. We have still got time. But we're going to have to do something quite soon because there is about 2.5, 3 minutes left. That's a long goal kick played forward. It's flicked on, looking for Rashford in behind. France haven't really cleared this away. Bellingham's in there again, winning the ball. And Jack Grealish trying to get his first touch. Now it's with Sterling over on that far side. Raheem Sterling, can he produce something? Plays it back to Declan Rice. Oh, he maybe should have put the ball into the box there. Sterling again over on that far side does well. Raheem Sterling. England are going to get one more opportunity. You do feel if we can get the ball in the box. Rice plays it in. It's not a bad cross actually. It's not really cleared away. It comes to Harry Maguire. He's fouled on the edge of the box. Maguire. This is a great chance for us. I said we'd get one more chance, and this is it. This is exactly the same position that Holland scored their equaliser last night in virtually the same minute of the game as well. and it's almost exactly the same position on the edge of the box. Now, Holland had that clever free kick that they did, and they scored from it. Are England just going to try a shot at goal, or have England got something clever up our sleeves for this? This is our last chance. This is it. It's now or never for England. We're either going to take this to extra time now, or we're out. This is it. We've played 9 minutes of stoppage time. There's still another minute or so to go after this, you feel, but we're not going to get another chance like this. This is a free kick about 6 yards outside the penalty area. It's just slightly on this left-hand side. We've got Mount over it. We've got Rashford over it. We've got Luke Shaw over it. This is it. Are we going to do something a little bit clever? Kate says, come on. Yeah, what we want is a Holland free kick, don't we? Although maybe France will be expecting that now. I don't know. We need something special. We need something spectacular, and we need something dramatic.
Come on.
This is it. It's 99 minutes is on the clock. This is it now for England. This is it. Either this goes in or we're out. It's Rashford and Mount over it. Is it going to be Marcus Rashford? Is this his moment? He's got 3 goals in this World Cup. Can he get a 4th and become a national hero? This is it for England now. 100 minutes has just clicked up onto the clock. This is it for England. Rashford, free kick. Oh, it's on the roof of the net. That's it. That's it. We didn't have anything special, spectacular, or anything different up our sleeve. It was just a shot at goal. It's gone onto the roof of the net, and you do feel as though that is it now for England. That was our chance from Rashford. It wasn't a bad free kick, actually, but it was just too high. And again, it's those small margins that we mentioned before. And that's it. The whistle's gone. The whistle's gone. We're out. It's over. France have won. Harry Kane is on his haunches there. He knows he missed that big penalty. That was the moment for England. He knows he should have scored. And it's Olivier Giroud's goal that sends France into the semi-final against Morocco. And England are out. But what a performance that was from England, you have to say. I've been disappointed with the way we've lost in recent tournaments. But tonight, it's nothing but pride for that team. They were absolutely brilliant. Nice touch from Giroud. He just waited to celebrate with his team, to just commiserate with a couple of England players. Obviously, he knows a lot of these players from playing in the Premier League all those years. But it is France that are going on. The holders stay in the tournament. They know they were a bit fortunate to win that game tonight. England played well in that, especially in the second half. I thought we were brilliant. Harry Kane's second penalty over the bar is what's proved costly. He's getting a lot of commiserations from his teammate Mbappe as well. And Lloris, of course, his Tottenham teammate. He knows he was lucky there, Lloris. I think France know they were lucky, really, in that second half. They only really had two or three chances in the whole second half, France. They managed to take one of them. We had 7 or 8 opportunities in that second half, maybe more. And unfortunately, we only had that Harry Kane penalty. It looked for so long as though we were going to do it. It looked as though we were going to win that game. We played so well in that second half. We were magnificent, actually. But it just wasn't quite enough. It wasn't quite enough. That penalty from Harry Kane, that's the regret, isn't it? Because if only that goes in, who knows? If we got it back to 2-2 in those last 10 minutes or so, we may have well gone on to win that game. But it's just another England heartbreak at a tournament, isn't it? And this one is so disappointing because of how well we played. You know, it's not often you can say that usually England go out of tournaments, especially recently, because we've just not performed on the day. Southgate, they're having a good word with Bukayo Saka, who was magnificent in that second half, actually. Absolutely brilliant he was. And he's speaking to Harry Kane now as well, probably saying, you know, you've done so much for us. But one penalty too many, wasn't it, for Harry Kane tonight, unfortunately, against his Tottenham teammate. And England are out, but out with their heads held high.
Oh, definitely.
And you have to say that because that was a fantastic England performance against the world champions. You know, this is a very decent France team, a very, very good France team. And I don't think anyone will be surprised now if France go on and win the World Cup again because they're that good. And we were better than them tonight. On the night, we were better than them. We had the better chances. We were the better team. We played the better football. But France had that one little bit of extra quality in the final third when it mattered to get that goal. Brilliant cross from Griezmann. Giroud doing what he's done. so many times over the years a near post finish, and France are in the semi-final against Morocco, and England unfortunately will be heading home tomorrow. But no, there's definitely no shame in that result tonight or the performance. England were brilliant, absolutely brilliant, and that is, I say, that is the best performance I've seen from an England team at a big tournament in a game, a knockout game, for a very, very long time. You've got to look at the quality of the opposition as well. You know, I think that's our best performance in the tournament since the semi-final in 1990 against Germany, when we were brilliant that night. We deserved to win that game, didn't we? We got knocked out on penalties. Tonight we deserve to get through, and we've lost, and it's so disappointing because, you know, this is the best team in this tournament, that France team, and we should have beaten them, and it would have been there for us, wouldn't it, to go on and win the World Cup. But it's not meant to be, is it? We're England. We don't do things like that. You know, we don't win tournaments. We just don't. Something there that we just can't overcome, whether it's a mental thing. I don't know what it is. You know, we've had so much bad luck over the years, haven't we, with penalty shootout defeats and one thing and another. And tonight, it wasn't a penalty shootout defeat. It was a defeat in 90 minutes, which is unusual anyway for England. But we certainly didn't deserve that. And the players can go. At least they can go. You know, they'll go home tonight, and they will know they've given everything. They left everything out on that pitch tonight, and that's all you can ask for. You can't always expect to win games or whatever it is. You can only go out and give your best, and that's what England did tonight. They were brilliant, and yeah, they've done us proud tonight. And unfortunately, we couldn't get the result, and it's so disappointing because we deserved it. Kate says there that missed penalty would have made all the difference. Yeah, I think we'd have probably gone on one in extra time if that goes in. But there you go. Terry says time for Southgate and Tom Daley to retire. Well, see, I don't know, because Southgate's record in tournaments has been great. A semi-final, a final, and a quarter-final where we were the better team against the world champions. So, you know, who is there to take over? I would like Eddie Howe, but he's not going to leave Newcastle, is he? And who else is there? John says there, will Southgate step down? Who do England get? Dyche is still available. Yeah, but for me, Sean Dyche is a step back, isn't he? His style of football. I'm not saying Southgate's style of football is great. I mean, tonight it was great, but generally it's not, is it? But I don't know. Is Sean Dyche the right man for international football? I'm not sure. I mean, he might make us difficult to beat. I don't know, but that's the problem we've got. There isn't an obvious candidate, is there? Graham Potter just taken over at Chelsea. He's not going to take it. I can't see Eddie Howe leaving Newcastle at this point in time. He would be the number one choice for me. Terry said, sounded like a fallout away in England. Oh, you were talking about Ben White. Yeah, that's what it does look like. Terry says, Big Sam. No, we don't want Big Sam. John says, of course, we can't believe everything we hear or read, but something to do with training stats and him not knowing them. He's probably frustrated with himself. I mean, if anybody knows Ben White, and you'd imagine that the coaches of England should know Ben White, he's quite clear. He's not interested in that side of football, is he? He said that himself. You know, he just goes out there, he plays his game, and that's it. And he doesn't pay much attention to stats and all that kind of stuff. So they shouldn't be surprised by that, because everybody knows. And if that's the reason, and he's fell out with a coaching staff because of that, then that's ridiculous. They shouldn't have picked him in the first place, because they know that's what he's like. Anyway, John says their best opportunity to get to a final, and they're done by. Well, yeah, we were knocked out by a penalty again, not on penalties, but by a penalty that was missed. Terry says there, we need a new manager that can turn these England youngsters into world beaters. Yeah, we've got some great young players, and we've got a lot more young players that aren't in the team, aren't even getting picked, and we need to find a way to get the best out of them, because in another 4 years' time, at the next World Cup, a lot of these players are going to be reaching the right age, aren't they? Foden, Grealish, Saka. There's a lot more as well, isn't there? Even Mason Mount, James Maddison, Conor Gallagher didn't even get on the pitch. He was in the squad. He's a great player as well, isn't he? You know, they need to start looking beyond the older players like Raheem Sterling. I think his days are done. Jordan Henderson, his days are done. You know, you've got to look past them now and get some younger players in. Harry Kane, yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe that's him done at World Cups now. We don't really have a natural successor, do we? A natural player who's going to be able to score. I mean, his goal scoring record for England is incredible, and we don't really have anybody else ready to come in and do that, do we? So that is a problem that we've got. And John says, yeah, it's a big thing, no one available. Well, that is the problem, isn't it? And it's not worth rushing and getting a manager that isn't the right manager just because they're available now. We might as well wait, keep Southgate, who hasn't really done too much wrong, let's be honest. I mean, I don't particularly like his style of play. I don't think he's the right man to be able to get us to win trophies. But because the right man isn't available, we might be better off keeping the one that we've got, who's done okay, hasn't he? It's certainly in tournaments. You know, a quarter-final, a semi-final, and a final. I mean, that's not bad, is it? When was the last has England manager ever got a record like that in 3 tournaments in a row? No, probably not. So I would maybe keep him for now until the right man becomes available. And John says, yeah, I'd side with White on that. Well, yeah, I mean, not every player is interested in stats, are they, necessarily? Yes, I know it's a big thing in football these days, and maybe they should be, but, you know, you don't have to be there. And everyone knows Ben White. He's mentioned it plenty of times. He said himself he doesn't follow football particularly. He plays it because it's his job, and he's good at it. But yeah, we'll have to see what happens about that. John says Mike Bassett, England manager. Well, yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure what's going to happen. I don't think Southgate will walk away because England played well. You know, we've played well in this game. We really have played well, and that penalty will haunt Harry Kane forever, and it will haunt all of us forever. It's one of their moments, isn't it? You know, we've all got loads of their moments for England, haven't we? You know, a big moment in a big tournament. You know, the Chris Waddle penalty, and that was very similar to Chris Waddle's penalty. Actually, he'd gone into space, and it was almost a carbon copy, wasn't it? And it's frustrating seeing now they've got the route to the final on France playing Morocco. I'm sure we'd have beaten Morocco. I'm convinced we would have done. If we played anywhere near like we played tonight, we'd have beaten pretty much anybody. But not France. Jordan Henderson now, actually. Let's listen to what he says.
Straight after the game, it's difficult to find the right words. I thought we'd give everything in the game.
They did, after they did.
To go 1-0 down, but I thought the character and the mentality to keep going in the second half.
They never give up. I don't think they ever give up, to be honest. Some bad decisions against us as well.
See anymore, really. You were giving everything, and unfortunately, it wasn't enough.
Yeah, that second chance to equalise, obviously. What can you say about Harry's penalty?
We know how many penalties have he scored for us. Scored the first one. How many goals he's contributed for us for him to get here. So he'll be stronger for it in a long run, I'm sure. But he's a world-class striker. Our captain, and like I say, we wouldn't be here without him.
The margins are narrow, as we say. Does it feel like a missed chance?
Probably, yeah, because we felt really good. Performances were really good. The focus and the hunger was good every single day when we're here. But unfortunately, like I said, it wasn't over that. You've got to give credit to France, they're a good team. But I still felt it was there for us to win tonight. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, he's right. It was there for us to win. It was definitely there for us to win, and unfortunately, yeah, he's right. It wasn't our night, and unfortunately, when it comes to World Cups, it tends not to be our night quite often, doesn't it? Which is a shame. John says there, do you think a lack of centre forward is England's undoing? Well, potentially, yeah. I mean, that's the problem, isn't it? You look at it and you think, yes, okay, you've got Callum Wilson on the bench. He's got 6 England caps, and that's it. So that's not really. The experience isn't there, is it? You know, he's very injury prone as well. You wouldn't necessarily want him to be your go-to striker, would you? When he doesn't play enough games, as good as he is. And other than that, there isn't really any other centre forwards in the squad, is there? In this particular squad, you look in the Premier League, how many sort of centre forwards is there? English centre forwards? There isn't really that many, is there? And you know, I mean, Harry Kane's still got a few more years left in him, I'm sure, and he may well still be back at the next World Cup in 4 years' time, potentially. But we need to start looking at his replacement, don't we? We need to start finding his replacement. We do, because he can't go on forever. He's knocking on to 30 now, isn't he? So the next World Cup, if he's still around at the next World Cup, that's going to be his last World Cup, isn't it? The next one. So we do need to find a way of finding a younger striker to come through that can replace Harry Kane and get the goals that he gets. And you look around the Premier League, and who do you see? Who can you see that's there that can do that? I don't know. I'm struggling to think of any names. Yeah, Marcus Rashford potentially. You know, he's still fairly young, isn't he? And he can play through the middle. He tends to play more sort of on the left-hand side when he plays for England. But is he a potential? Maybe. But there isn't too many others, is there? And that is a problem, really. But yeah, that's not the only problem that we've got, is it? It's not the only problem that we've got. It's good to see Jordan Pickford there taking the cameraman away from Harry Kane at the end of the game. There, that was nice. The camera's still trying to get on him. They did with Cristiano Ronaldo early, didn't they? We've got Magnificent Jafar. There, my friend. He says, "Hey, Richard, really felt disappointed. Why did Southgate replace Saka with Sterling? Man didn't have a proper training session." Yeah, that's true. He would have brought on Grealish and Foden to switch up. Yeah, I mean, I would have maybe brought on Grealish perhaps, a bit earlier. He brought him on in the final minute, didn't he? A bit late then. John says, Giroud has delivered for France again. Imagine if France had Benzema available or 3 of other players. But no, exactly, I mean, this is the thing, you see. France have got options up front, haven't they? You know what I mean? And we don't. We've got Harry Kane, and yes, we can rely on Harry Kane most of the time. And he had a good World Cup overall, didn't he? But we do need to look at where we go from here. Jafar said again, at least he could have brought on Trent Alexander-Arnold, especially with those set pieces. Yeah, that free kick at the end, maybe Trent would have been quite good for, wouldn't he? Because he's certainly scored a few free kicks in his time. But I don't know. We played well tonight. I don't think you can really look at individual management decisions. I think everybody gave everything. We were a better team overall, I thought. And we were unlucky not to win. So, 1 or 2 little things here and there. The penalty goes in, 2-2, we probably win in extra time. And everyone says that the substitutions were brilliant. So that's the difference, isn't it, between success and failure in sport, particularly in football, is so small, such a small margins. And unfortunately tonight, they didn't quite go our way. We hit the outside of the post with that header from Maguire. Harry Kane in that first half being a centimetre outside the penalty area. Jordan Pickford almost getting to the first goal. All these little things didn't quite go away tonight. But despite that, we played so well. And I've got no complaints at all. Tonight, as much as I don't really think Gareth Southgate is the best manager we could have, I really don't. I'm not going to criticise anybody tonight because I thought it was a brilliant performance. I thought the manager did well. Yes, I wouldn't have took Saka off particularly. He got kicked from play at the post, but I don't know. I'm not going to criticise anybody really tonight because it was just a great performance and we were very, very unlucky not to beat the world champions. And I think we have to accept that. It's just on the night, it just wasn't quite there for us. There wasn't much else anybody could have done. You could say, we could have brought Grealish on earlier. Mount never really does a lot generally for England, but I don't know. I don't think that's the reason why we lost this game. We were just very, very unfortunate. And that penalty proved costly, didn't it? Unfortunately.
But we shouldn't be relying on penalties to win the game.
Well, no, we didn't. We had enough chances apart from that, didn't we? We created chances. We created all the chances. I mean, Lloris was the busier goalkeeper. Pickford had 2 saves to make, and he let in 2 goals, and that's it. That's all he had to do. Jafar says, Southgate out, Jonas Eisenfeld in. No, we don't want Jonas to leave Arsenal women, do we? So no, we don't want that to happen. Definitely not. He'd be a good manager, though. I agree with you. He's brilliant. Terry says, breaking news: Harry Kane has been offered a kicker's job for LA Rams. Or playing rugby maybe with that penalty. But anyway, Jafar says that this is going to affect Harry Kane massively, especially with the upcoming Premier League games. I feel for him. No, I think you're right. I think it probably will affect him because it's he'll know that's down to him. And yes, what Jordan Henderson said at the end is right. Harry Kane has done so much for England over the years, the goals he scored, and he's a captain of the team, and he's done as much to get us to this position tonight as anybody. But yes, he's missed that big penalty. It's a big moment, and yes, that is what's cost us this game tonight, and cost us the opportunity to possibly still be in the World Cup now. We still will be playing extra time, and he's got to live with that. But then that's the responsibility that you've got as captain of England, and that's the responsibility when you're a penalty taker, when you're the main goal scorer. You've got that responsibility, haven't you? Yeah. And he's got to be able to deal with that. He's missed penalties before. He's missed big penalties before. He's lost big games. We know he's lost big games for Tottenham. That's why he's not ever won anything. And I'm sure he's mentally strong enough to recover from that. And I'm sure next time he takes a penalty, it'll be one of the, like Bukayo Saka. The first time we took a penalty for Arsenal, we were all worried. Oh my God, but he scored, and he's scored every penalty since. And I'm sure it's not going to affect Harry Kane that much. I think he's mentally strong. He's been around the game long enough, hasn't he, to deal with that. And if it's anybody, you would imagine he's one of the sort of players that can take that responsibility on as captain, and I'm sure he will. And it's disappointing tonight. And yes, obviously from an Arsenal perspective, it wouldn't be too bad if it did go on and affect the rest of his season, and he doesn't score as many goals and Tottenham struggle because of it. That would be, I'm sure we'd all be happy about that. But I personally don't think it will, because I think Harry Kane's a lot stronger mentally than that. And I'm sure
he's missed them before. He's got back up and done it.
Yeah, he missed one in the semi-final of Euros, but he scored the rebound in that one, and we won. And I know that's different, but no, I'm sure he'll be fine. I think he'll be obviously he'll be disappointed. He probably won't sleep for the next 3 days thinking about it. But he'll be back training with Tottenham soon enough, and he'll be back playing football again. And it goes to the back of your mind, doesn't it? Bukayo Saka recovered from his penalty miss, which was even more of a big issue because that was in the final and it was a penalty shootout, and that was probably even bigger moment. And he recovered from that, hasn't he, Saka? He's gone on to have a fantastic season. Look, his performance tonight. So, yeah, I'm sure Harry Kane will be fine. He's been through stuff before. He'll be fine. I'm not particularly worried about him. It's a shame tonight, and he'll be gutted. Of course he will. He'll know he should have scored, but he's done enough for England, and that's the good thing, really. Terry says, a good thing about the way England played tonight is me and you are still friends. Well, yeah, England played well, didn't they? Let's be honest. We did play well tonight, and in a way that makes it more frustrating, actually. Sometimes if you lose a game because you've not played very well, you almost accept the defeat because it's like, well, what else did we expect? We played badly and lost. But when you play that well and you still lose, it's even more frustrating, isn't it? And so gutting, because we couldn't have done any more tonight. We really couldn't have. That was the best performance. We played a million times better than I ever expected that we could. And I thought we could win the game beforehand. But I wasn't expecting us to play like that. And we were brilliant. So, it makes it worse in a way, but it is what it is. We've dealt with it before. Every single World Cup I've ever seen. England got to have every single World Cup I've ever seen. So it's nothing new, is it? I suppose
it is. It's upsetting. No, it is upsetting because they played so well and still couldn't.
Yeah, no, you're right. It makes it worse when you play well and lose. When you give everything and you still lose, it is more frustrating, isn't it? And we play that game again, and we play like that again, we win. I think. It's just unfortunately tonight.
You've got to have a lot of
on
luck
the
as
night,
well.
It just didn't quite go our way, did it? Little things didn't quite go our way.
No.
Margins very small.
Decisions didn't go our way.
Yeah, lots of things didn't go our way, and that's what it's about. Jeff Hart says there, I hear you, but with his age right now, 29, I think this meant so much for him, especially in a very important. No, of course it would have done. Yeah, he knows. I still think he'll play the next World Cup. I do. Like you said, he'll be 33, and if he keeps himself fit, he'll probably be, whether he'll be captain and regularly playing, I don't know, but I certainly think he'll be in the squad next time as well, and he's got an opportunity to try again. But yeah, it was a big chance. All them England players, even the younger ones, Jude Bellingham and Bukayo Saka, they might never get a better chance to win the World Cup than we had today, than we've had this year. Now they might not ever get a better chance again. You just don't know, or next time we might be better. Who knows? But yeah, it was. I just hope that the younger players in this squad can be built around for the future and bring in some more of the younger players. Emil Smith-Rowe is another one. Hopefully he'll be fit next time. He can have a contribution, but we'll see. Jeff R says there it's time for Messi to win the thing. No, see, if Messi didn't play for Argentina, I'd probably be quite happy for him to win it. But as he plays for Argentina, I don't want to see them win it. Now, I've got to be honest. When I look at what's left in the tournament, I don't particularly like the French generally, but they are the best team, and they've got Giroud playing for them, and I do still really like Giroud. And William Saliba's in the squad as well, and Guendouzi, who I still quite like, even though he fell out with everyone at Arsenal. But yeah, I personally would rather France win it again, if I'm honest. Now we're out, I would, yeah. I think they're the best team, and they probably deserve to win it. But yeah, I don't want Argentina. I'd rather Morocco win it than Argentina. I'd rather anybody win it than Argentina. But that may be just me. Regardless of Messi, it's just tough luck, mate. Sorry, you'll never be better than Maradona anyway. So it doesn't matter too much. But yeah, I definitely don't want Argentina to win it. Yeah, maybe France now. But it's the same every tournament. I think as soon as England get knocked out, it's like, do we really
I'm not
care?
bothered now.
Do we care who wins it
I'm
really
not
now?
bothered.
Not really. I don't want Argentina to. I mean, Morocco would be great. Well, what story that would be? The first ever African team to win a World Cup. You know, that would just be incredible, especially as they're an Arab country as well. Winning it in Qatar, that would almost be just a sort of poetic, wouldn't it, in a sense, for Morocco to win it, maybe. So maybe it's their year. Maybe it's written in the stars for them to win it. And I wouldn't actually have any problem with that. I don't think they're the best.
I'm not bothered.
I don't think they're the best team in it. Actually, Gareth Southgate's on there. Let's see what he has to say.
Well, I think the performance did. Of course, in the end, goals are decisive, and but I've just said to the players in there, I don't think they could have given any more. I think they played really well against the top team. There's fine margins and things at both ends that have ended up deciding the game. But I think the way they've progressed as a group throughout this tournament has been fantastic.
On a night when you've got 2 penalties, what did you think of the referee's overall performance?
It's pointless me going into that. You know, I'd rather talk about our players, and congratulations to France. You know, they know they've been in a hell of a game, and we've given a top team a game that I don't think we. I really don't think we could have done any more.
One defining image, of course, will be the miss by Harry Kane. What went missing at that moment for him?
Look, it's for me. We win and lose as a team, and we've let a couple of goals in, and we've missed a few chances. So he's been incredible for us, and so reliable in those sorts of situations. We wouldn't be here but for the number of goals he scored for us.
Was it just a bit of ruthlessness that you were missing this evening?
No, I think just at key moments, you know, you're playing in a high-level game where there are going to be chances created. In most of the big moments, we were in the right place. We had more shots on goal. The goalkeepers made a couple of really good saves for it. But it's a game of fine margins.
For you, does it feel like a missed chance with this group, though?
Yeah, I mean, I think we were here to try to win the tournament, and we had belief we could, and I think we showed with the performance tonight against the reigning champions that we've got a team that could have done that.
And what about you now? You have a contract till the end of Euro 2024. Do you stay with this group and carry on?
I think after every tournament we've sat and reviewed and reflected, and that's, you know, that needs a little bit of time to make sure that everybody makes the right decisions.
Thank you, Gareth.
Thanks, Gabe.
I've got to be honest, I don't particularly like Gareth Southgate as a manager. He's a nice guy.
I like him as a person.
And yeah, he's a nice guy. And actually, to be honest with you, I do feel a bit sorry for him tonight. I do. And because he's right what he said there. We couldn't have done any more tonight. Them players couldn't have done any more. You know, however he prepared them for this game, it was right. They gave the right performance tonight that you want them to give in a game like that.
They didn't give up.
No,
we didn't give up,
and we played well. We actually played well, and even when we were losing, we were behind early on. We got ourselves back. We were a better team. We went behind late on. We had a penalty to get back in it. We had chances at the end, and you know, we did everything that we could possibly have done. Maybe we just didn't defend the 2 goals as well as we could have done, but other than that, you know, against a quality team like that, you're going to concede opportunities, aren't you? So, but yeah, he's right. We had the most chances. We gave everything, and I actually feel sorry for Gareth Southgate. I feel sorry for every single one of them players because they didn't deserve to lose that game. None of them did. We deserved to be in that semi-final, but you know, I said it all the way through the game. Football and sport doesn't work. You don't always get what you deserve. Sometimes it's just the way it is, and we haven't tonight. I felt in the past maybe we've overperformed some of that. Maybe the last 2 tournaments, to a certain degree, maybe we overperformed a little bit. This time we haven't overperformed because we should have done. We deserve to go further, but we haven't. And there you go. Jeffar says there, you're right. I think France will win it now. Yeah, I think so.
I think so.
What a history that would be. It's been 60 years since back-to-back World Cup. No, it has, yeah. I mean, you think like, I mean, France have won. They've already won 2 World Cups. They've won 2 Euros. You know, that they've won back-to-back World Cup and Euros, and they may well win back-to-back World Cups. And Didier Deschamps, I mean, wow, you know, he's won it all as a player. He's now won it all as a manager. Incredible, really. And yeah, you've got to give credit to them. They're a brilliant team. But they were lucky tonight, and I think even they would admit that. I'm sure they would. on reflection, when they look back on that game, I think they will admit they were lucky to win tonight. But that's what good teams do, don't they? That's why good teams win lots of trophies. Terry says, Southgate being interviewed. What's it say there? Full of it is BS. So you're going to retire and let England progress to bigger and better things. See, I don't know. I do feel a bit sorry for him, because I don't think he's not at fault for this World Cup. We've had a good World Cup, and he's done, as a manager, he's been a lot better, I think, in this World Cup than in previous ones. I've got to be honest. And this kind of team's grown on me a lot, and he sort of is a little bit. I still don't think he's the right man long term, and I still don't think we can make the progress. But there's no one else at this moment in time. I'll keep him until 2024. In 2 years' time, Eddie Howe's the man, isn't he? Get Eddie Howe in 2024. Newcastle would have moved on to bigger and better things by then. You know, they'll have probably Pepper's their manager. They'll be winning Champions Leagues and all that kind of stuff. And Eddie Howe then in 2024, that's what I say. Let's do that. That's what I would personally, if it was me, that's what I would do. Jeffo says there, Messi sent his team to the semi-finals, whereas Cristiano Ronaldo sent his team to the airport. Well, that's true enough. John says England played well, but lacking the winning punch. Slow to start, played well in the second half, but couldn't finish. Yeah, but you see, we don't have that that winning mentality in all our players, do we? Because as a group, as England, we don't win things. We haven't done. And, you know, France have got all these players in their side. A lot of these players have won the World Cup, you know, and all that kind of stuff. And that makes a massive difference. In these moments, that makes a difference. And unfortunately, that's where we're lacking. But we're not going to get that until we start winning stuff at international level, are we? You know, a lot of them have won stuff at their club. Obviously, a lot of Man City players in the side, they've won everything at club level. But that's not the whole team, is it? And it's not a collective, and it's not winning stuff for England. You know, you've got Harry Kane's never won anything. Bukayo Saka's a young player. Jude Bellingham, these are young players. You know, Declan Rice is a young player, plays for West Ham. You know, you can't expect players like this to be able to, in those big moments, in big games like this, to have that mentality to win. They want to win the game, of course, they gave everything tonight, but it is those small margins, and we don't have them because we don't have the players that have got that yet. Maybe it will come. Maybe it will. Let's hope so, because I would still like to see England get to a World Cup final, win a trophy. The men, obviously, we saw the women in the summer, which was fantastic. But it's still been. I said it at the start of the show tonight. It's still been a very good period of time for English football at tournaments, hasn't it? You know, we've got to a World Cup semi-final. We've got to a Euro final. We've won the women's Euros. And now we've got to another World Cup quarterfinal. This is all in the last 4 tournaments. So we're consistently now performing, aren't we? And it's good to be an England football fan, because we can enjoy some great moments now watching England. And the expectations there that we expect to go far in tournaments now. The fact that we even thought we could win the World Cup, you know, I've never really thought that ever, because we're England, we're never going to do anything. But suddenly now the last few tournaments have got me to think, you know what, we're not far away. We are not far away. Only one team can win the World Cup, and you need a lot of luck as well. Magnificent Jeffar says then, he says, hi to the missus. Does she watch the women's team? Yeah, she watches the women's team, don't you? She loves the women's football. You know, we go to the games together and stuff like that. So, yeah, she was at the Euros, women's Euros in the summer. Really enjoyed that. So, yeah, no, she loves the women's team as well.
I've got a family who love football.
Yeah, everyone loves football. John says Portugal thought they only had to turn up today. Morocco were playing with their heart and soul. They did, yeah. Personality, they had the real winners of this tournament. Well, they still might be the winners. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? Terry says there, why are we so good at covering up disappointment and making excuses? It's time for change. Yeah, I would agree with you. I just think tonight we played well. I think that it's not so much excuses tonight. We lost the game, but we didn't deserve to lose the game. So I don't see what else we could have done tonight. I think overall I agree with you. I don't like excuses that we've made at previous tournaments and one thing or another. But I thought tonight we did everything possible except get more goals than them. John says, anyone believe Southgate would get a job with the Premier League or Championship? So no, I don't think he would now, would he? And I think sometimes, Terry says not a chance. No. But then, I don't know. I mean, Roy Hodgson didn't do particularly well at England, and he got himself a job in the Premier League, didn't he, afterwards? And obviously that was at Crystal Palace. A team like that, you can see him managing a team like that, can't you? Or Brighton, or a smallish Premier League team potentially when he leaves England. Because ultimately, you look at his record at tournaments. He's had the most success as an England manager at tournaments, apart from Alf Ramsey, who actually won the World Cup, in terms of a final, a semi-final, and a quarter-final in 3 tournaments in a row. I mean, that's a great record. And yes, I've not always liked the football, and I think he's too negative and lots of other stuff. But if you look at his record, I think there'll be a lot of Premier League teams would want him, because clearly he's doing something right, isn't he? Somewhere along the line, he must be, to get England as far as he's got us. Well, we never normally get that far in tournaments, do we? To get to the final of the Euros, yes, we had home advantage in a lot of the games and that kind of stuff. But even so, to get to a final of a tournament, to get to a semi-final of a World Cup, as we did in the last one, to outplay France tonight, he's got something about him. I don't necessarily always get it, but he obviously does. And I think he would probably get a Premier League job afterwards. As long as it's not Arsenal, I'm not really that bothered, because I've got enough problems with our manager that we've got, let alone getting Gareth Southgate. Anyway, Jeffar says there, the only important thing is that Saka and Martinelli are both okay. No, exactly, yeah. Especially with the big loss we had for Jesus. Of course, yeah. I mean, what we wanted was all our players to come back from the World Cup fit. That's what we said beforehand. We couldn't afford to get loads of injured, and luckily, apart from Jesus, who's a massive loss, we know that, and that's a bad injury, and hopefully, he won't be out for as long as we fear. But yeah, everybody else looks as though they're fine, they're fit. I mean, Saka had such a good second half tonight. He's had a good World Cup. Hopefully, he'll be buzzing when he comes back. Yes, disappointment tonight, but I'm sure you soon get over that, don't you? There's another game coming up, big games, and I'm sure he'll be fine. So yeah, hopefully Martinelli as well. He didn't really play much in the World Cup, did he, Martinelli? But he'll be just buzzing to have gone and participated in it. So hopefully they'll all come back in good form, in good spirits, fit. And yeah, let's get back into it again on Boxing Day. And let's hope Arsenal can carry on where we left off, because that's what we want to see. But yeah, it's a shame the World Cup's over. For England, it is still got another week or so. It's got a week to go, hasn't it? The finals next summer.
I probably want to watch the final, but I'm not bothered about the rest.
Yeah, I mean, I'm quite interested to see how Morocco play against France, actually. I'll be quite interested to see how that game goes, because Morocco are Wednesday, I think. That's Wednesday night, I think so.
Is it?
Yeah, Wednesday, yeah. So I'll be quite interested just to see how Morocco do against France. I'm not interested in the other semi-final. Croatia, the most boring team ever created in the world, and Argentina are just horrible to watch. So I won't watch that one, but I might well watch France against Morocco, because I do think that it's going to be an interesting game just to see the contrast and how Morocco set up in that game, and whether France can break them down, because they're very, very solid defensively. Just one goal they've conceded in the whole World Cup.
I'm not bothered now, just watch the final.
But yeah, and obviously the final we'll watch as well. John says, I totally agree, Terry. I just think he's indecisive when it matters. Yeah, I mean, he can be, I agree. And Terry says, yeah, spot on, John. But I still think he'll get a job in the Premier League, because his record at international level is good. It has been good overall. Yes, the Nations League wasn't great, was it? But yeah, we'll see what happens anyway. I mean, I'm sure Southgate is going to remain in England for the next 2 years, as we said, till 2024. And then I would go with Eddie Howe, and then jobs are good. And that'll be my take on it. Jeff R says there, Richard, we need to acknowledge Messi. If he wins the semi-final, it will be the second time he single-handedly carried the team to the final, which Ronaldo has never. No, he hasn't. But I'm talking about Maradona.
It's a team.
I'm not.
He's not playing on his own, is he?
No, he's not. No,
it's a team.
I mean, I think Maradona won the World Cup for Argentina in '86.
What, with his hand?
Well, with his hand and with his feet. He pretty much did it on his own, and that's why Maradona will always be better.
Nobody can play a game of football on their own.
Oh no, they can't. No,
talk rubbish.
No, they can't. No, they can't win a game on their own. And you're right.
They can't be the goalie and they can't be the striker. They can't.
No, it takes everybody. It does. It's like, a team effort. It's like you said there, isn't it? You win as a team and you lose as a team. And you do.
Exactly.
And it's not just about one player. And to be honest, it's not just about Messi and Ronaldo.
Has Messi scored all the goals, like?
Well, he scored a lot of them this World Cup. He scored a few.
But has he been the goalie as well and stopped the goals coming in?
No, of course he hasn't. He's played well in this World Cup, Messi, to be fair. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but he's not single-handedly.
No, he hasn't. And he's Argentinian. I don't want any good to happen to Argentinians team. I don't. I never want. And the way they celebrated yesterday, I didn't like that either. So, and the way they played yesterday, wasting time, rolling around, pretending to be. I just don't like the way they play. It's not football to me, and they're Argentina. So, but no, I mean, look, no one's denying that Messi's not a great player. He's a fantastic player, right? He's one of the best players to ever play football. That's not in question. And so is Cristiano Ronaldo. And it's not a matter of liking one or the other. You can like both of them. They're both great players. They're both different type of players. They've always been different type of players. Their record, their goal scoring record, what they've won in the game is unprecedented. The number of games that they've played, both of those two will be historically two of the best players ever. And I don't have any doubt about that. And I don't think we should be playing them off against each other. I just appreciate the fact that we've been lucky enough to see Messi play at his peak. We've been lucky enough to see Ronaldo play at his peak. And that's been great. And now we're seeing them at the end of their career. And yeah, Messi may well win the World Cup this year. And that would be a good way to finish his career, wouldn't it? From here, from his point of view. Of course it would. The one thing missing, isn't it? Maradona did that with Argentina. He won the World Cup with them. So that's the one thing Messi, maybe from his own personal point of view, needs to do. I don't care one way or the other. He's been a great player to watch. I've enjoyed watching him play. I've enjoyed watching Ronaldo play. I enjoy watching Maradona play most of the time, apart from when he cheated. Well, when he handballed it. So for him himself, I'm sure winning a World Cup will be massive. I personally don't think it matters to me. And I don't want to play them off against each other because they're two great players, two of the greatest ever. And we've been fortunate as fans to have watched their era, watched them play. I didn't get to see Pele play because he was before my time. And, it's a shame because I would love to have seen Pele play. I did get to see Maradona play. I got to see the other Ronaldo play.
Didn't see Geordie Best either?
Yeah, I didn't see George Best play. So, I'm just glad that I was able to see Ronaldo and Messi both play and enjoy them for what they were. And it doesn't matter who was best or who wasn't best. They're both different players.
Fantastic
They've both got different strengths and different weaknesses. And, they're both fantastic players, aren't they? Say two of the best to ever play football. So yeah, we need to appreciate them both. And Ronaldo won the Euros. We was all pleased for him when he done that. If Messi wins the World Cup, yeah, we'll be pleased for Messi. But I'm not really that bothered either way, if I'm honest. I'd rather France win it and see Giroud with it again. John says that's the difference. France have the silverware and the manager players. Their players play in the top leagues around Europe. Yeah, they do. And most of ours play in the Premier League, which is one of the top leagues in Europe as well. I don't think that's an excuse. But yeah, their manager, Didier Deschamps, he won everything as a player. He's won everything as a manager. I mean, that's got to make a difference, hasn't it? It's got to. And unfortunately, we've got Gareth Southgate, who played for Crystal Palace and Middlesbrough as our manager. And he's done as best he can do. Fair enough. But England have the players, but unfortunately, not the person in charge to me. So no, I agree. I agree. Yeah, and I've always said Southgate won't win us anything. I've always said that. And I say I feel sorry for him tonight because England played well. But yeah, we need, if we're going to win trophies, we're going to get to the next level. We do need a better manager. Yeah, I agree. We do. Terry says totally agree. That's where we're lacking and have done for years. Yeah, you're right. Of course we do. But where is that manager now?
We need to practice penalties as well.
Where is that Didier Deschamps? Where's the English Didier Deschamps waiting to come in and take over England? There isn't one, is there? Because there's no England manager even managing the Premier League. No English manager. Like the top teams, winning trophies, the Man Cities and the Liverpools and the Arsenals and the top teams, Man United, they don't have English managers, do they? So where is this English manager that's got all these brilliant trophies behind him to come and take over England and take us on? We haven't. The best we've got is Eddie Howe, who's a great manager but never won anything, and Graham Potter, again, is a very good manager but hasn't won anything. Will they make that difference? We don't know. I'd like to see them try. One of them certainly try, but I don't know. It's tough, isn't it? Because we don't have English managers managing it at the top. I know
we've tried foreign ones as well, haven't we?
Well, yeah, we kind of. It's got to be an English manager. Didier Deschamps has managed in other countries as well as in France in league football, hasn't he? He managed in Italy, I think, didn't he? He managed at Chelsea. So, and that'd be fine if we're an English manager that's winning trophies in Europe, and then he can come back and manage England. We'll have him. But who is that man? Who is it? Well, there isn't one. That's the problem. English managers aren't doing that. And Gareth Southgate was the best that we had at the time. I think Eddie Howe's the best we've got now, but the timing's not right. I'd say wait till 2024, do it then. Let Gareth Southgate have another tournament, the Euros. Who knows? We'll probably do okay again because we've got good players, as we've seen. A couple of new younger ones coming through, and then get Eddie Howe in. And then I think we might progress from there. But he hasn't won anything as a manager. So unless he wins the Premier League with Newcastle this year. Jafar says here, Messi in this World Cup has scored most goals and assists for his team. That's why I use the phrase. No, I get what you're saying. And Maradona was the same in '86. And if Argentina do win the World Cup, Messi would have played a massive part of that. He would have done. I do agree. He would have done. But they've got to win it for him to do that. And
he's got to be passed the ball to score, hasn't
well,
he?
yeah, and he's got to pass other people the ball for them to score as well, and they've got to score when you pass it to them.
Yeah.
But no, I understand what you're saying, and I kind of agree with it to a certain degree because Maradona did that in '86 for Argentina. And this would be, if Argentina win the World Cup, this will go down as Messi's World Cup. Of course it will, because he's played well. He's in the team that won it, the captain of the team that wins it, and he scored goals in the tournament, stuff like that at important times. So yes, this would go down as the Maradona World Cup if they win it. Of course it will, and that's fair enough. But that wouldn't necessarily make him a better player than Ronaldo was. It wouldn't make him a better player than Maradona or make him better than Pele or anybody else. He will still be the great player that he's been, whether he wins the World Cup or not. It's irrelevant. And Ronaldo will still be one of the best players ever to play football, whether the fact he's not going to win the World Cup or, so I don't think that's going to define who's a better player, and it never has done. There's been plenty of great players. George Best never won a World Cup. He's one of the greatest players ever to play football. So, that isn't the defining thing, is it? I say we're just lucky to have seen so many great players. And if Messi wins it, he wins it. Good luck to him. But I'm rather hoping that he doesn't.
Well, it's not him, it's Argentina.
Well, yeah, and that's why. If Messi played for someone else, if he was Spanish, or if he was French, or if he was English, then I wouldn't mind him winning. I'd be quite happy because he's Argentinian. I can't really bring myself to be happy about them winning anything. So it's just unfortunate that he is, and that's why if Portugal were in the final, I'd want Ronaldo to win it if they weren't playing England, because it's Portugal. Portugal, I don't really have that same feeling towards Portugal as I do towards Argentina. So that's the only thing. But I'm not. That doesn't define them, though, does it? Either of them, whether they win it or not. They're both great players. We should appreciate them both, and that's it. And that's how I kind of try and look at it, really. But no, it would. If Argentina win the World Cup, it will go down as a Messi World Cup in the same way '86 was the Maradona World Cup, and that's the way it's going to be, and that's fair enough. But they haven't won it yet, and I still think France are probably going to win it. I think Croatia will beat them anyway in the semi-final, probably on penalties after a 0-0 draw, because that's what Croatia do. They just play for penalties from the start, don't they? So they'll probably do that again. But then they've got to try and away past Martinez in goal, haven't they, with the penalties?
I'm just sad it's not England, that's all.
Yeah, I am as well, because it's bad, isn't it? But it was a good game, wasn't it? They played well.
Yeah, it was good. It was intense.
It was very intense.
Very intense.
It was very intense.
It's upsetting that we're not through.
Yeah, it is. It's gutting, really, because it's worse when you've played well. It's more difficult to take.
I think when you've got hope, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was hope that we could get through.
John says, I'd like to see Morocco win it. Yeah, I think I would kind of like to see Morocco win it, because it would be an amazing story, wouldn't it? An Arab country winning it in Qatar would just be incredible, wouldn't it? They've already done the best an African nation's ever done to get to the semi-final. So who's to say
they were celebrating like they won it, weren't they?
Yeah, who's to say they can't beat? I personally think they'd give so much today in that game that can they raise themselves again for the semi-final against France. I was kind of quite thinking that if England had to play them, that would be a problem that they've got. Could they raise themselves again so quickly for the next game, having got through that game today? I don't know if they can. We'll see what happens against France. And if they was to beat France, I would imagine they can win the final, definitely, against either of those two teams. So it would be a story, wouldn't it? Wow, that would be the greatest story in World Cup history, wouldn't it, if Morocco were to win it? But
I couldn't believe that Brazil went out, me personally.
No, they went out.
That was a shocker.
Yeah, there's been obviously Spain have gone out. Portugal have gone out. There's been a lot of the fancy teams have gone out, haven't they? And unfortunately, we couldn't get rid of France, which was a shame. And Jeff says, "Yeah, sorry, but I am Team Messi." No, that's fine. You can support Messi all you like. That's fine. I don't mind. It's up to you. I personally won't be, but I'll probably be cheering Team Giroud now, actually, because he's he's in the next round, isn't he? So I'll be cheering for him.
I'm not bothered who wins, because
I'm not overly bothered. But it would be, if Morocco won it, it would be incredible to see. Actually, it would be amazing, wouldn't it? But yeah, other than that, I'm not really fussed. We can't win it, so. But disappointing tonight. Then it has finished. England 1, France 2. So disappointing. And I can't even bring myself to be too happy for Giroud to score the winning goal at this point. I will be at some stage, I'm sure, because I still think he's a brilliant player. And but anyway, we'll see what happens. Terry says their problem is England managers seem to go into the job expecting to lose. Yeah, I think they maybe do. We all expect to lose, though, don't we? That's just the way we are. We never play to our strengths. We're too frightened to lose. Yeah, often we are. Yeah, we never experiment in friendlies. we always been the same. Yeah, no, I agree. We don't often experiment too much. And yeah, I think we do. We expect to learn. I think that's just ingrained in us, isn't it? You know, the Germans, it's ingrained in them to win, and they often win. Yes, they haven't done recently in this tournament, but I think we've got that mindset, haven't we? We kind of have I don't ever expect England to win anything, but that's because I've followed England for so long and we never have done. And I suppose that's why. But yeah, John says, Pele retired playing for Brazil in 1971 at the age of 30. Yeah, he did retire young, didn't he, Pele, actually? But yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I never saw him play live. I've seen videos of him. He looked a fantastic player. How he would have managed in this day and age, you don't know, like anyone really. But yeah, he was a great player, wasn't he, Pele? But yeah, it's a shame that Bukayo Saka won't be playing in the World Cup final because he probably deserved it tonight because he was brilliant, wasn't he? But anyway, England lost in the end. It was Olivier Giroud with a winning goal, 7 minutes from time, and Harry Kane missed that penalty, didn't need to bring us level. And we're out, but we played well. Who'll be your player of the match tonight then?
Declan Rice.
Declan Rice a good shout. He had a good game actually in midfield tonight. Won the ball, and yeah,
he was just brilliant.
He played well. He did play well actually. I mean, I'm going to have to give it to Bukayo Saka really. If nothing else, just for that 10 minutes at the start of the second half when he absolutely ran France ragged. They couldn't deal with him all night anyway. And then obviously he won the penalty that was so important. He played well, so. But yeah, okay, I'll give it to Saka just because he's Saka and he's had a great tournament. But yeah, no, Declan Rice did play well. I thought Bellingham played well again, actually. Yeah, I mean, everyone had a decent game tonight. Really, no one was off.
But just he stood out for me. That's
no,
all.
He did play well, Declan Rice. Yeah, he did have a good game. And yeah, but I'm going to give it to Saka just because I love Saka. Jafar says then, I had Richard saying Ronaldo over Messi, but for some reason I'll let this topic pass this for today.
I would say Ronaldo.
I personally I've always preferred Ronaldo just because of the way that he's well, he probably is, but I just prefer the way Ronaldo. I know now he's past his best and he hasn't been the same for the last couple of years, and let's be honest, he hasn't. I just prefer the way Ronaldo's played the game. That was all. I mean, Messi's a great player, but everyone's got their own preference, haven't they? And I don't like to play one against the other.
They're two different people.
They're two different players. They're different personalities, totally different, but both brilliant. I just personally, I've just always preferred Ronaldo. That's all. I just like the way he plays the game more. You know, Messi's a dribbler, and he's brilliant at it. Ronaldo's, I think, more of an all-round player. Isn't he? Stronger, more physical, better in the air, and stuff like that. But they both got their strengths and weaknesses, haven't they? But they're just both. I just want to celebrate them both. They're both great, and I've enjoyed watching them both. But yeah, I probably just favour Ronaldo just because I just prefer the way he plays. And he's a specimen as well, isn't he? Let's be honest. John says there ain't anybody to take over. No, it's a poison challenge to take the England job, as has been proved in the past. It is a poison challenge. You're right, and there isn't anybody that stands out at this moment.
You can't come back from being England manager either, can you?
No,
you've done really bad.
No, you can't. And you say it's a no-win unless you win the World Cup.
Get a job again.
No, unless you win the World Cup.
Well, yeah.
You're gonna fail, aren't you? And unfortunately, England don't win World Cups, so you're gonna fail before you started. And you're right, it is a poison challenge. Someone's got to do it, and Southgate's done as well as anyone else has ever done, pretty much, apart from Alf Ramsey. So, you know, and he'll always take that away with him. His record in tournaments been good, but yeah, I would wait for the 2024 and get Eddie Howe, and that's what we should do, I think. But anyway, we'll see. But yeah, let's give credit to Southgate tonight. England played well. The team played well. It was a good performance. And we just unfortunately wasn't able to get through. But we did everything that we could. It was a great performance. I enjoyed it. And England can go home with their heads held high for once. And everyone in the country should be proud of what they did tonight, proud of the performance. And yeah, everybody, that includes the manager. So it's done. We're out. We gave it a go. We gave it our best shot, but not quite. Well, it wasn't quite good enough in the end. We're out. And we just got another couple of weeks to wait until the Premier League's back, so that's what we'll have to do. I'll be back tomorrow, of course. Arsenal women are playing. Yes, some real football. Arsenal women are playing against Aston Villa. That is 4:15 kickoff. So I'll be live about 4 o'clock with the team news, all the build up to that game tomorrow. That's going to be a big game. Arsenal, we need to win. We've been a little bit nervy the last couple of games, so we need a good performance there tomorrow at Aston Villa. So let's hope we win that. So I'll be back for that one tomorrow. So please join me for that if you are around. Would be much appreciated. Terry says, yeah, it just had to be Giroud to score the winner, didn't it? Yeah, it did, yeah. Saka, man of the match for me, shouldn't have been taken off, and that was bad management for me, especially as we needed to score at that point. Yeah, I think maybe he'd been kicked from pillar to post, hadn't he, at that point? But yeah, I'd have kept him on just because he was playing so well. John says Ronaldo should have bowed out at the top. Yeah, I know, I agree, yeah. That's what Pele did with Brazil. Although going to play in the US was a mistake in my opinion. Yeah, I agree. Maybe he should have bowed out at the top. Yeah, he's kind of damaging his legacy a little bit, isn't he? The last couple of years with the way he's been playing and his kind of
should have went to Man U.
No, his childish kind of attitude has been a little bit over the top as well. He hasn't helped himself. That's true actually. Yeah. Anyway, Jafar says there, sorry for the off topic. No, not at all. I had Arsenal women are interested in Leon striker. Yeah, we've heard that as well, but let's wait and see what January brings. We need to buy some players in January, quite honestly. So let's see, we need 2 or 3. John says Saka seemed to be creating the best chances. Well, I say, oh no, he was. Yeah, I mean, I would have kept him on, but he had to make a change, I suppose, and Saka was getting booted all over the place.
He was more fouled,
wasn't he? Yeah, he was. But yeah, he was playing well. But anyway, would that have made a difference in the end? I don't know. I don't necessarily think so. I think we played as well as we could possibly have played. We were just unfortunate. We had the penalty. We scored that. We'd have won probably. But anyway, it didn't happen. But anyway, I'm back tomorrow with the Arsenal women at 4:15. I'll be here. 4 o'clock. Sorry, to go live for the game. Should be a good one. So please join me for that. I'm looking forward to that game. And then on Monday we'll be back with World Cup memories. We're going to go to 1998, France 98. I mean, France won that World Cup actually, but England had another heartbreaking game, didn't we, in that one? So we'll look back at that for 1998 on Monday. Melvin can join us this week. Hopefully Lee as well, probably be around. So we'll bring you that show on Monday, and then through the week there'll be other stuff going on. Obviously, the Arsenal women are playing Thursday Champions League against Lyon. So we'll bring you that as well. But loads of stuff coming up. Please give it a like before you go. Actually, what we do is this is what you've got to do. You've got to do this. Give it a like. Do that because that's really important. And if you are new and maybe you haven't done so yet, or maybe you keep coming back but you haven't done it yet, just click on that button there. It's free, and it just helps the channel and it don't cost any money. So why not to do that as well? And also, if you click on the little bell, every time we do a video, you'll get a little notification to say that we've done a video, and then you might want to watch it. And that's what it's about. Terry says there, great again tonight, Richard and Mrs. B. See you tomorrow for a bit of therapy. Back to the winning streak for the girls. Yeah, let's hope so. Yeah, we can put this behind us tomorrow because the Arsenal women are playing, so that'll be good. John says Brazil were good, but not great at this tournament. Hey, you're right. Yeah, too much emphasis on Neymar.
Probably. That's
my opinion. Yeah, I agree. I don't think Brazil were that great this World Cup. They had their moments, but yeah, there hasn't been one standout team really for me. The big teams haven't maybe been as good as we thought they was going to be, and that's why I think France will win it, because they are just slightly better than everybody else has been. You know, they were slightly better than us tonight in the end, and they beat us. That was it. So yeah, I agree with you. I don't think Brazil were that good. They were all right, but yeah, it's probably going to be France, isn't it, to be honest. And I can live with that now, I suppose. You know, if that's the way it goes. But anyway, thanks everyone for watching. I say please like, subscribe, and click on the bell. Join us tomorrow if you can at 4 o'clock for the women, because that is going to be good, and hopefully there'll be a win there for the Arsenal women. It's what we want to see. So please join me for that if you can. Thanks everyone for watching. Jeffar says there, hope you guys have a lovely night and can't wait to see you again. And yourself, mate. Hopefully you'll be in tomorrow for the women's game. John says it's been interesting to see. It'd be interesting to see the media. Actually, yeah, it will be. Yeah, actually, I think they'll get good. I think they'll get good press, the team actually this time, because they played well. They've had a good World Cup overall. Apart from the America game, the rest of them we played as well as we could have done. So, yeah, I think they'll be treated okay by the press this time. But yeah, you never know with the press there. You're right. No. You never know. And John says Declan Rice to Arsenal. Well, that would be nice, wouldn't it? Declan Rice to Arsenal.
I like Declan
He wants to leave West Ham. I think that's obvious.
I think he's a really good player.
Yeah, he would be good for Arsenal. I agree. But whether we'll get him and Bellingham, get him as well, that'd be good, wouldn't it? That'd be nice. But I doubt we'll get either of them, if I'm honest. But We'll see. We need someone in January as well, don't we? Or 2 or 3 players now, but let's see. It's going to be a busy time, I think, this transfer window. Hopefully Arsenal get some players in. Hopefully the women get some players in, and still a lot to look forward to this season. You know, usually the World Cup's over, it's the summer, and you have to wait a long time for football to start again because you've got pre-season, all that kind of stuff. Now we've got a week and a half to wait, and we're back into it again. So that's a good thing, isn't it? We can quickly put this behind us. Tomorrow we've got the women playing, so we can put it behind us even more quickly.
It's just
so
football,
more football,
isn't it?
It's just more football. Anyway, it's been a good show tonight. It's been a good game. England unfortunately couldn't get the result we wanted, but we gave everything for it, and you have to be proud of the players what they gave tonight. And yeah, it's over for England, but it's not over for us. We're back tomorrow for the women, so join us for that at 4 o'clock. Thank you for watching. Have you enjoyed it all?
Yes, I've enjoyed it. I haven't enjoyed going out, but I've enjoyed it.
Yes, probably yes. Okay, but yeah, it was good. We enjoyed it, and hopefully we will enjoy the game tomorrow as well. Terry says, "I blame Spurs for going out." It's like, yeah, well, we can always blame Spurs anyway. Yeah, just blame them. Why not?
Well, because Harry Kane.
It was their fault, wasn't it? Yeah, it was their fault. But yeah, it's always their fault, isn't it? Anyway, we'll see you tomorrow. Hope you have a good rest of your evening, and don't get too cold because it is freezing out there.
It is.
So take it easy if you're out and about because it is very slippery and slidey on the roads. So yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. And in the meantime, as always, come on England, come on you gunners, come on everybody, and come on maybe France in the next round.
I'm not bothered. Anybody,
yeah. We don't care anymore. World Cup's over now. Officially, the World Cup is officially over.
I'll just watch the final.
Just the final, yeah. It's over.
Just to see who wins. That's it.
Yeah, it probably will be France.
And it'll be a good game, whoever it is.
Yeah, it will be good.
Top players. So.
It will be good. John says there, just like Pele v Maradona, both great players. Then I believe Johan Cruyff was a great player. Yeah, the business with Barcelona was playing. Yeah, of course, there's been loads of great players in history. It's difficult to compare them, isn't it? Different eras, different football, different types of players, and they're just all great players. Let's enjoy them all. They're all great players, aren't they?
Defenders don't get a good shout, do they?
Arsenal have had a few over the years, so we're lucky, aren't we? Terry says we all love you, Mrs. B, for letting us have Richard so much.
You can have him.
Oh yeah, cheers. Cheers too.
I just have to watch some Netflix.
Yeah, you watch some Netflix.
I'll watch some rubbish.
Anyway, yeah. So it's been good. It's been disappointing, obviously, in the end. Disappointing result, but it was a good game. England played well. We enjoyed it, and yeah, we look forward to tomorrow. Now not the England women, the Arsenal women. And they're going to they're going to help us put this behind us with a good win tomorrow, and then we can enjoy the weekend and not feel so down in the dumps about life. But it was a good performance, and we've got to be happy with that. We'll see you tomorrow. Take it easy, and in the meantime, we will see you tomorrow. Ta-ra, guys.
Bye-bye.
Real Martinelli. It's now with Granit Xhaka. Is it going to be the third goal? It is the third goal. Granit Xhaka with it. That seals it.